Welcome to the Loyal Locals podcast. My name is Jerry Jimenez. I'm joined once again by my brothers, Drew Stick, Steve Brokaw. What's up?
My voice is still recovering, but my soul is happy. Is pure.
It's pure. I was gonna say my voice is also still recovering, but my glass is full.
Yes.
What's up, Drew? I see you dancing over there.
Yeah, I'm getting there as well with the kind of grumblies the past few days, and it feels like a shorter week this week. I don't know if it's just me. The grumblies. I got the grumbles in my voice.
Welcome, everybody. This is episode 38. 3 points at home. We're calling this one. Man, it is 38, right? It's not 39. It's 38. 38.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check that.
Sure,
whatever. It's 30. Somewhere. It doesn't matter once you
We're
get
trying not to be 40.
21. You
Right?
stop counting. That's how it works. We're excited to have you guys on here with us. If you're joining us now, please go ahead and send your comments. How are you feeling today? What are you drinking? I'm having, of course, a 109. Of course.
Oh wow. Wow, Jerry. Wow. Cool.
Wow.
Wow.
Drew, you gonna drink one of those too?
I'm actually having one right now too. I poured it in here into this fine mug from our friends at Two Balls, and then I put the can up there.
Nice.
It's actually ascended like a can to heaven. And I was having some Tangerine Express before. That's what the
So you didn't just
Jersey
grab-
is up.
You didn't just grab the can and crush it, like
No,
like
it's a
Abel
beautiful work of art.
did.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm under the bus real quick. You know who I
Too
care
good.
about what they're drinking? We're gonna ask them. We're gonna ask them a whole bunch of other questions. We're joined today by a very special guest. You guys may have met him. He's like everywhere. He's in the stadium all over the place. He's always at all the events. I see him all the time. Mr. Espen Carrell, how are you, sir?
Hey guys, good. How are you?
Good. What are you drinking?
Right now I'm drinking a Jeremiah Red.
Jeremiah
Ooh,
Red
yeah.
from BJ's.
That is my favorite right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
BJ's is a good spot.
Yeah.
It was, before we came on,
Underrated.
I was telling it is underrated. I was telling Espen, my dad joined the beer club, and I think Espen's a part of it too. It's actually a pretty good deal, apparently.
It's my 21st birthday at BJ's. I love BJ's. Jeremiah Red is probably my favorite beer there too. I think just long term.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, they just started canning it too. So
Oh wow!
Wow.
I gotta pick some up.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drew had his 21st birthday at BJ's just about a year ago, so it's
there you go.
Just a year ago. I couldn't
Right.
even grow a beard then too. That's what COVID's done to us.
COVID.
cool. Dude, Nick is drinking a homemade sangria. Wow.
Ooh.
Now I'm
Nice.
sad that I took out that sound off of the board. Can't even use it, but I have this one. Oh, and this one.
Minute.
And this one.
Whoa.
Cool.
There we
That's what Oscar's having a Port Brewing hot rocks lager. I've never had
That's
that.
another great beer. Dark
Nice.
lager.
Got it.
I haven't tried that one.
It's very
Not
good.
drinking,
You should
but
try it.
eating a double. Oh, that sounds so good right now. Man, I want some In-N-Out.
Classic. You can't beat it.
That's a post Memorial Day meal right there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there you go. I'm drinking white wine because we went to the Rose in South Park for a late lunch, and now it's all wine all evening, said Taylor. Nice.
Atta boy, Tay.
Very nice.
That was a mouthful. Did you see that? I was like, all right.
That's me some nights on the pod though. I've drank wine before on the pod too. We're not an always
Yeah.
beer podcast, so yeah.
I mean,
Most
I have
beer,
like-
like 90% beer.
well, tequila too. We're not doing it today though.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. Our main man Guido didn't he request some tequila? What was it?
Oh,
yeah.
we're gonna
We'll
talk
get there.
about that. Oh, we'll get there. We will definitely
there.
get there. We have a lot to talk about today, you guys. We won. We
Definitely.
won a match.
We won.
Oh wait, let's take it back. Before we won, we played a match at home. Against,
We gotta go.
We're too excited for the points.
it was like it was a little bit of a, it was a little bit of a like deja vu moment in the beginning, and then it changed. It changed at the end there. Actually, a little bit too close for my liking to the end,
Yeah.
but we're gonna get into that in just a little bit. But I did before we get started. I wanted to make sure that we give a quick shout out to Dylan. He is an 11-year-old who has a podcast. It's Dylan the San Diego Kid podcast.
Nice.
If you look him up on, I think it's on iTunes. It's on like a couple of other podcast platforms. But he's an 11-year-old that loves San Diego, loves the Loyal, and he also talks about the men's national team. The first episode was pretty interesting, where he's trying to figure out some of the details. The second one, he has it down. He talks about this last game. Go and check it out, and give Dylan some love, because that's what we want the youth to be putting out content like this, especially if he's somebody that's excited about the team, that loves the sport. We need to encourage that and encourage more and more people to come and join in on the family. So shout out to Dylan. And I do want to say, because he is 11 years old, I'm hoping that maybe he listens to this and the parents are listening. And hey, there may be some cuss words in this podcast. So I want to just warn you before the drinking really starts. So I'm going to let you know right now, this is kind of an adult podcast. You know, we try to censor ourselves as much as possible, but we did all win. Yeah. And you have water. I don't have water. But we did
mostly water.
So there may be some bad words out there, but Dylan, congratulations, man, on the podcast. Again, check it out. Dylan, the San Diego Kid podcast. I listened to both of the episodes, and there was a lot of times when I did like fist pumps in the air where I was like, yes, Dylan, yes. Cause he said something along the lines of like the locals helped, and the locals were amazing. He gave us props basically on the podcast. I was like, yes.
I love to hear it. And you mentioned the youth, bringing them up, and I agree, because the youth are going to set us free. We ain't going to be in this position forever. We need these youth guys to come up and take these roles, because man, we've had 1 week at home, and my voice is still killing me, and I'm tired. I'm fired up, but I'm tired.
He's got the grumbles. But yeah, he's. I think that we should start our local select podcast roster here.
Yes,
and we can throw Dylan on there.
There you go.
That would be,
perfect.
Good way to go. Start bringing, as Steve said, bring up the youth. Get them going. Maybe we throw them a few reps here and there. One of us can't make a pod. Throw Dylan in there. It'll probably keep our cussing to a minimum. That helps when you're staring at a child. So we do try, but at a certain point, the passion comes out. I'm sure he'll understand, and I'd love to hear the words he'll insert in place of swear words when he's feeling fired up.
To be fair, though,
the kids come up with are always even better, I think.
That's a good point. But to be fair, and honest, whenever I see a child for in my regular day, I cuss more. So I'm just saying, as a parent, it happens.
Sometimes
Diego, you. Yeah, it's my kid. It's okay.
You
all
wall
right,
driver. I don't know.
So guys, I don't know if everybody here right now is aware, but we won a match. We have our first 3 points. 2,000 in attendance at Torero Stadium. San Diego Loyal takes the win against Las Vegas Lights 2-1. Man, they really scared me for a bit. Obviously, Las Vegas Lights goes on the board first and early, right? And there was a 17th or 18th minute or something. What is it? 17th minute. Yeah, Quesada with the goal. Their lone shot for that first half, by the way, up to that point, they had only had that one shot and they went in. It was just a complete breakdown of the defense. I don't know what the defense was thinking during that whole play. I went back and watched it. And I'm just like, golly, what are we doing? Here we go again, right?
Bruh.
But
That was tough.
But we held on. We were pushing the entire first half and the entire second half. I mean, real quick to go through some of the stats. Possession, we played 54.9 to 45.1 from Las Vegas. Not a big difference, but it felt like it was a lot more. Maybe after that first goal is when Las Vegas really started to gain a little bit more of that possession. But before that, it was all San Diego Loyal. We did win majority of the aerial duels as well, 52.9. We had 2 offsides, which is great because that means we're actually moving forward. I know in a little bit we're wondering where are these offsides? We're at 0, and we had 4 corners. That was pretty great too. What was the one shot or the one stat that I was telling you, Drew, that I was like, hey, this is actually pretty interesting. It was on
Clearances.
6 clearances for San Diego Loyal. They had 23.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's a switch from the last few weeks.
2 goals for us. Obviously, one of them. We had 21 shots, 10 of them on goal. It was just
Wow.
it's
That's a
great.
lot.
Yeah,
All
inside
right,
the box.
it's like kind of finally what we've been waiting to see, right? We've been waiting to see more shots on target. We've been waiting to see, them be a little more aggressive with shooting, not stop passing in the box. Jesus Christ. And they finally kind of did that stuff, and it did end up working out. Yeah, I wanted to see that a little bit higher quality there, but yeah, sure, it ended up working out. So I'm not going to sit here and complain.
Yeah, what's funny is like the inside the box shots. They had 2. Obviously, the one that went in, it was inside the box, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or maybe
He was
if
almost
it wasn't,
inside
it was
the goal.
right outside the box. I'm not. I couldn't tell.
It was
Guido's was right outside. Yeah, he was right on top of the box.
That was so tough. Oh my god.
Were you able to see that one, Espen? Were you on that side during the game?
No, we were walking around most of the time. So we saw the last one, very end, Herzog, 87.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a mess too on that one.
Crappy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
We had 16 shots inside the box. Just really quick when I throw that in there. 16 inside the box. That means
8
we're
on that play alone. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, huh? It was maybe like 5 of the shots were during that one play. But here's the thing: it's against Las Vegas Lights, and a lot of people are downplaying that. But Las Vegas actually showed up, and I think they did well on the defensive side. And I think they figured us out a lot. They made some adjustments. And Cherundolo, to his credit, I mean, he's a great coach. He did, change some things. He realized he was getting beat on the right side. He changed some things and moved it over and made sure that it was no longer getting beat on that side. I mean, it's just they knew what they were doing. It's funny because on our stats, the manager is listed as Donovan, and we all know it wasn't him. It was Nate Miller who was coaching for the day.
Great job.
Props to him in a suit. No more tracksuit.
Yeah.
Looking
but I think
Looking
back to the match, we saw something we haven't talked about since last week was the new signings, and we saw Miguel Ibarra and Jack Mayer both start for San Diego Loyal, and Miguel Berry sub on. So we had 3 new signings, and all 3 of them played a key part in this last match. I was super excited when I saw Ibarra on the sheet to start the match. I think he kind of looked a little lost, kind of like the Loyal players did in the first couple weeks.
Right.
I think he could have played better personally, just based on individual quality. But yeah, also I think he was still figuring out his role. So there's kind of a double-edged sword there. But I was definitely surprised to see Mayer and Ibarra start. Obviously, that kind of signals that they thought that the players that they had weren't playing to the quality that they expected, this team to play to. So they brought new players on and immediately shot them right in the lineup. So that was really, really interesting to me, especially at home. I thought that, some of those players like Herzog, maybe he could have started at home and got the kind of injection of energy. Obviously, he scored at the end, so him subbing on was that an injection of energy and really did. I wonder if that's going to, what that's going to do going forward. Is he going to get some more minutes? Is he going to start? Who knows? But I thought that was an interesting point. Kind of what do you think about that, Espen?
Yeah, I was totally with you. I thought initially we were all kind of disappointed with Ibarra. It looked like he was lost on the field a couple of times. He had low energy right up front. But, like you said, it was his first match out with us. So a little weak.
What's weird, though, for Ibarra is he did have a few times when the distribution to him was not all that great.
That's a good point.
So we had Jack Blake come in quite a few times. By the way, Colin Martin and Jack Blake, that duo right there on the right, so good. Jack Metcalf also backing them up. Those 3 on that right-hand side are ridiculous. That right-hand side for us is going to be amazing. And there was a few times during the match, right at the beginning, where Jack Blake gets that ball over, or I think Metcalf at one point also tried to get the ball over to Miguel because Miguel was open, and it just wasn't hit properly, or Miguel wasn't quite in the place that he needed to be to take the one off. And so it hurt us a little bit there. But then you saw like Alejandro Guido do that bicycle kick also. I mean, that was the distribution is getting there, right? The opportunities are getting there, and that's just amazing. There's a question from Nick Duffy right now on the chat, and it was how many crosses? 28 crosses for San Diego versus 5 from Las Vegas. So that's a big change. And when we see somebody come in like Herzog, I really like what they did. And you're talking about Steve, you were talking about how, we have somebody like Miguel Ibarra starting, who's just joined, was just signed, and then Jack Mayer too. But I think you're right on maybe the coaching staff thought that maybe in the back we're a little weak. I
Yeah.
think Miguel Ibarra was just from the get-go, it was, hey, he practiced with us, and when he was here with us, he would be in the starting lineup if it wasn't for the fact that he didn't sign with us. The moment he signs,
Good point.
he's there. He's on the left. Like that's where he belongs. And you see him and Elijah too. Elijah, he opens up space for Elijah, man. Like he opens up
Yeah.
things that are just like it was beautiful to see. So I think you're right when it comes to Jack Mayer. I think with Miguel Ibarra, it was a little different. However, I also really, really think that Miguel Berry is going to be our super sub for a while, unless something happens in the front. I really think Ben Spencer's been showing up.
Yeah.
I really like what
And
Ben
I think
trying to do.
I think Ibarra kind of changes our formation from a 3-5-2 to a 3-4-3. You know, he's kind of that left winger that we didn't have before. So this kind of opens up possibilities and gives us a lot of fun.
Oh no, he froze.
Hey,
Yeah.
he's frozen.
Look at this.
Not the movie.
Drew, finish what he was trying to say.
Well, I was going to say this if I ever got a chance to break it down. But Barry coming in was huge. I think that was definitely the game changer, as most people pointed out in terms of the formation. But Ibarra, what was great is that he sucks the pressure away from Guido a little bit, right? Like Guido's been faced with kind of, hey, here's the ball in that final third, distribute it, do something with it. Having Ibarra up there gives another person you can kind of throw a ball to and can kind of create in space there versus Jack, who's looking more to make some incisive runs straight at the goal. Ibarra can kind of do things in open space that some of our other players just can't, at least that far up the field. That's pretty impressive. So it's been cool to watch, as you said, Jerry, some of those one-on-ones were definitely very impressive. Then he'd come to the second defender. We'd be like, he couldn't get past that second defender quite yet just because he's still catching up to the game. Finding out where our players are going to be, where those pass lanes are going to be. So do I need to come back left this way because I know this guy's going to come in right? Just those touch and feel things that he's practiced, but you can't get enough game time to simulate kind of what guys are going to do when they're going 100% versus that 95%, 90%. You try and go 100% in practice, it's just never the same. So I think that's what we saw, on Saturday. But it was pretty impressive, again, to be able to say, hey, we can throw him right in. And Barry having that sub, as you said, who can just come right in and click in. I don't think you want to undermine what these other guys have been doing. Barry didn't score in this performance, but as he scores, we might have to start working him into a starter role, right? If he does come in the 60th and scores right away, scores 2, has a brace as a sub, that's when you have to start starting him. But I do agree with you. For now, I think you keep kind of the formation we've had up there up top.
So we had 4 subs in this match. One that really threw me off was Yaro coming in on the 83rd minute. I almost think like maybe it was a an
injury.
Yeah, and we scored in the 87th, so it had to have been some sort of injury or something. And they're like, okay, we have an injury, and let's just go ahead and defend a little bit. But Colin Martin coming out for Yaro was interesting. Then we had Barry come in the 55th, right, for Spencer. That was a given. That was going to happen. And then Herzog coming in for Guido, but he moved up forward. So that was a really interesting also thing. And then I was very, very happy to see Toomey back out there. I think Moshe brings so much to this team as well. So just with those going in, obviously, that left Hackworth and Zizzo on the bench. It was, I think, the right choice. And I was definitely impressed. And you said kudos to Nate on the on the dress and on his suit, but kudos to him on the coaching too. He did a great job of adjustments. I think there could have been maybe a few other adjustments, but really where? Like, I'm looking at it now and it's like, take Colin Martin out. Who else would you have put him in? Hackworth? That's not. No, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought that it was a fantastic showing from San Diego Loyal. I think Las Vegas Lights definitely put up a fight, and I'm just honestly glad we were on the right side of the scoreline on this one. We needed this so badly. Am I right, gentlemen?
Yes, you are. We as a club needed it, and we as a supporters group, and we as supporters needed to be back home at Torero Stadium. So, everything from that entire day, waking up, heading down to the stadium, setting up the drums, setting up the tifo, setting up everything. You kind of get those butterflies, those jitters going, and then you leave, you have a couple beers, you come back, and then it's go time. Then it was go time.
You slept the night before, and nobody else slept.
I was awake. I mean, I was awake for a while, and then I kind of forced myself to put my phone down and calm down and get to sleep.
Yeah,
I needed it. I needed it
for sure.
But yeah, the day of, I mean, there's nothing like that at supporters experience, and God, we had been waiting for that. So, being in that supporter section, singing those songs, losing my voice, it's like I couldn't wait to get for all that to happen, and we finally kind of had that chance. Yeah. And the match was amazing, but really Saturday was so much more about the experience that we had as supporters to get back there, rather than the match itself. That's kind of how I feel. So I don't know about you guys, but that's definitely more of my takeaway from Saturday.
And you can feel that support across the stadium, no matter where you walked.
Sure.
There were people out there singing and chanting from all across.
Cool.
It was awesome.
That's
rad.
Awesome.
And that's what we want. We want to make sure that everybody in that stadium becomes, a supporter rather than a fan, and that they are singing and chanting with us. I think I saw a few people do the San Diego We Are with the clap with us at one point across the stadium, and I was pretty stoked on that. So hopefully that continues to happen. One thing I wanted to throw out there, and Drew, I wanted to start with you. If you could pick one player out of this that you weren't very impressed with, who would it be?
I was trying to follow up on Colin Martin there. I think I saw him limping off, not like in a bad way. I think he just had a cramp or something like that. So I think that's what happened was he got a cramp, and that's why they pulled him off, just to kind of follow up on that point as to why that. Because otherwise, Nate made a flawless kind of decision making in terms of subs and when and where to pull the strings, which is great, and you always want to see. So, but in terms of players that maybe weren't there as much, obviously you want to see a little bit more kind of solidarity, especially against the Las Vegas Lights in your center back pairing. You kind of want to get a clean sheet, especially since we haven't done that this season. You want to do that as well. Obviously, baby steps, get a victory, get 3 points, but just generally our back line has not been as solid as we'd wanted. Having whoever it is, whether it's TV, whether it's Hunter, whoever's back there. Who we've rotated in. It seems like, and Hunter was actually in the stands with us for a little bit, which is pretty nice and kind of fun to have some of the players come up and join us. We can maybe get to that with stadium experiences in a minute, but it's that for me was kind of the one thing I was looking for more, was just to see a little bit more presence back there. But obviously, as we're rotating, you're not going to have a lot of solidarity in terms of who you're maybe even playing with in practice and who you're used to as a center back pairing. And that's something that they got to nail down. So if we want to go pretty far in the season, you got to have some, pencil those two in and know at least 2 or 3 who's sitting back there in the center back spot. Right now, I still just don't feel like that's the case when the lineup comes out. It's kind of who's going to be in the center back spot tonight, which is not a great place to be in. And then Charlie as well, obviously has done a great job with this club over the years, but I feel like he's kind of trying to find his place in this new formation, this new lineup, and I'd like to see a little bit more in terms of either unlocking him or making him not feel like he's doing too much in certain situations. And I don't know if that's him or the role they're asking him to play, but that's another guy who stood out more up the field, I guess, for me.
Yeah, I kind of consider myself, soccer. I kind of always watch for the players who are maybe unrecognized, but this one might be sliding under my radar because I appreciate Charlie, but I always kind of feel like his impact on the match isn't enough. He's not doing enough for the role he's put in, and I feel like Colin in that position is a better player, and I just feel like they're like kind of redundant. But maybe I'm just not astute enough to kind of appreciate what Charlie's doing. But I don't know. I think Jerry, to answer your question, I know you didn't direct it my way, but my answer would be Charlie. But I think at the same time, I don't really know what this lineup would look like without him. So it's kind of hard for me to say. But I think I'd like to see at some point this season to see him rotated out and somebody else rotated in, just to kind of see what the lineup would look like. Because I remember last year when Colin was playing the 6, that seemed to really, really work well instead of Charlie. But again, I think it's just an interesting angle that kind of my player that I think is a little bit I'm disappointed with would be Charlie, but he seems to keep me in every week, so he's doing something right.
Here's the one thing about Charlie Adams, and I think a lot of people are missing this, and the fact that we're not talking about him as being a great player, I think it's because he's doing his job.
Yeah, good point.
He's actually distributing. I have seen him though. To your kind of take on it, I have seen him lose the ball a few times where it was, I don't know, he was a little bit out of sorts and wasn't necessarily where he needed to be. I would say that there's a reason why he has the captain armband, and there's a reason why the coaching staff trusts him so much to be there, where he is in the midfield. So I would hope that he's gonna, especially with, I mean, he has some solid veterans around him. He has now Ibarra to his left. He has Guido in the front. He has Colin Martin on the right. Jack Mayer behind him. He's, I'm not sure that he's necessarily the veteran that he's been made out to be, but I do think he can step into that position. The reason that I asked this, and actually before I get into why I asked it, and who you would go as negative, Espen, do you have somebody that kind of sticks out to you as like maybe not as good
That's
as
tough.
what you?
I was looking at Tom's comment earlier about Ibarra right up front. He just seemed to kind of be off in the beginning, kind of wandering around. So maybe if we had brought him in a little bit later, he would have been more focused and oriented watching the game. I'm not sure he was up for the beginning to start, but that was my call.
For me, it was Thomas Van Ganzio.
Yeah.
There was okay. So first of all, that goal, he was out of position. He should have been there to help Trey. And if you really go back and look at it, he was running to try to defend. He was not where he needed to be. As a matter of fact, Jack Mayer had a much better game than Thomas Van Ganzio this last game. You go back and watch it. So he's the one right now. And now I've had a few different times where, in the past 5 games where I've seen TV kind of off in La La Land and not doing what he's supposed to be doing as a center mid. So he's the one that keeps sticking out. He's the one I think we need to be worried about.
It's interesting. It is interesting because he's
so
coming
solid
from
in Pittsburgh. Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, because one thing that I noticed from Pittsburgh, and sorry to cut you off, Jerry, but the one thing I noticed from Pittsburgh was that they were a possession team too, and we're trying to be a possession team, and like it seemed to work there, and it's seemingly not working here. So it's kind of an interesting, like what about the nuances different that was working so well in Pittsburgh, but it's just kind of not here. And I think it goes back to something we were talking about last week, how this is still early in the season, and maybe we all know that the kind of the quality is there. We just got to kind of figure out the right buttons to push to get it to work right. And I wonder is it right to keep pushing him and trying to get it right, or would it be right to rest him a little bit and say, okay, this, hey, let's figure this out before we get you back on the field so you're a little more clear. Like it's kind of the whole debate in baseball too. Do you push through a slump or do you rest the guy? Sometimes it's hard. You really got to find that balance.
It's a lot like a pitcher, right?
Yeah,
really
exactly.
They need those reps. So it's really hard with center backs to not keep them in there and just let them take their lumps. And that's especially with a talented player like this who's so good.
Good call, Jerry. That's a good call. I've been pretty disappointed with him this season, especially with the expectations that he came with.
Yeah, I think obviously we need goals, and everybody immediately goes to look at goals. But what's more important than goals is defense. Defense wins championships.
Yep.
All right, defense wins.
It's true.
Wins the
I
Champions
learned
League,
that
man.
with the San Diego Sockers. Defense wins championships. Trust me on this, guys. So yeah, I mean that's where we're at. And you've noticed kind of our switch back and forth, right? Joshua Yarrow. Let's all, pretend that we are San Diego Loyal, and we're just gonna absolutely pretend like Ebenezer Khan no longer exists.
Yeah, huh?
Whatever happened to that?
I don't know. I don't know. Our backup left back is non-existent,
dude. Another thing too is we tend to do this with players, I guess, here in San Diego. But I mean, on paper, we are such a good squad, and we will get there. And this was the beginning of it. We have a really tough opponent coming up. So before we move on into that match, and actually, I don't want to talk too much about Phoenix, but we'll touch on Phoenix. But I'd rather jump. I know.
What is Phoenix?
What is a Phoenix?
What is a Phoenix?
I will be home this time. I'll be home. I won't be in Phoenix. Thank God.
I really want to get into our conversation with Espen and get to know him and actually
Yes.
the amazing project and amazing work that we're able to do with him as well, and with everybody that's in Rainbow Loyal. So I want to get to that, but
Sure.
before we do that, and enough stats, enough of all of this other things, we're looking at kind of our
Game analysis.
Our game analysis. We're looking at the Pacific Division right now. We're still in 7th place out of 8, right? Las Vegas Lights, obviously, that was one that we had to win to make sure that they stayed in last. 4 losses now. Now they get to come home. Now we'll maybe see them at home and see how that changes them. We had the opportunity. We beat them. Now going into this next match, Phoenix Rising is win-win, loss, win-win. Right, and then you have a Galaxy 2 that we completely underestimated. They're in 2nd place. Tacoma Defiance, get this. Tacoma Defiance is above Sacramento Republic in 3rd.
Wow.
These are your top 3. Phoenix Rising, I mean,
Sure.
no,
Yeah.
we knew that. That was number 1. Okay, Galaxy 2 and Tacoma Defiance 2 and 3. So my question to you guys is, how many times are we gonna have to? How many times are we going to have to come back this season? Because this is an intense season. I was not expecting this at all.
Yeah. I mean, we all thought Tacoma would kind of be that squad last year that was maybe kind of the pushover team, and it doesn't look like that's the case this year.
It's Vegas.
And them having to, not having to, but having stepped up, and not really being that pushover 2 squad again. And now LA Galaxy 2 doing the same thing. All of a sudden, we kind of thought at the beginning of the season, Sacramento.
Sorry, that's fair.
Yeah, good point.
It's a bit of a stretch to call Vegas their home. Yeah.
Good point. But yeah, I mean, I think at the beginning of the season, we could have easily said we would be a top 4 team and could make the playoffs. But now that's definitely in question. So, and again, it is early. It's a longer season. And, in the longer seasons, things do even out. The luck evens out across the teams, and you get a little bit of a thing that talent prevails. But I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of talent out there. So I'm with Jerry. I'm kind of worried, even this early.
So Phoenix pulled out a win at Sacramento. I believe it is the first time that they do this.
Yeah.
At Sacramento.
Oh.
In Sacramento, against Sacramento. They score a goal in the 62nd minute of the match, and then are able to hold on. So Republic, I mean, they had their opportunities. They actually controlled possession over Phoenix Rising for the majority of the match. They won aerials. They won duels. Their interceptions were a little bit under Phoenix Rising, but they had a lot more opportunities. They were 7 corners to Phoenix Rising only having 1. Their defense, they had 12 clearances to Phoenix Rising's 27 clearances. So that tells you that Republic was on them. So there's going to be some competition. And I think that little by little, and I say that because I want you guys to understand that Phoenix is very beatable. All right. And I think sometimes we look at Phoenix as a team that's unbeatable, that just like, if we're going to go and play against them at their house, it's just not going to work out. Yes, this was at Sacramento. And yes, Phoenix Rising is fantastic at home. That doesn't mean they're like unbeatable.
We did it last year.
We did it this year.
We did it last year. So it's
and we won a game without John Kempen. We've never done that before. So there you go.
That's true.
We never won a game without scoring first. We did that. So I think it's a new world. Steve, go ahead.
No, I'm with you. I think the beginning of the season, they hit us right in the face, and we've kind of squirmed our way out of it with better performances, even though this is just 1 victory out of 5 games. We really got hit in the face really hard in that first match. We lost the next 3, but we ended up playing better. And now not yesterday, but this last weekend, we squirmed out a win. So I think that there's definitely things are looking up, and you never know. You never know what's going to happen. All these it's almost exactly what happened last year, right? We signed new players. We went to Phoenix and we beat them, and that's exactly what could happen this year. We signed Ibarra, we signed Mayer, we got Barry on loan. There's definitely possibilities that this could happen again. And they're like Jerry said, they're not unbeatable. We talk about them like they're this unbeatable team, but on any given day, it's why you play the game.
Everyone needs a nemesis, man.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
I'm
true.
with you.
There definitely are
I
nemesis.
think that's on our toes.
David and Goliath faced off once, and Goliath didn't walk away. So
Yeah.
it happens. You can
It does.
decimate a team. I also think a Barry scares the crap out of these guys. So that's the good thing. Good news is we do have a super sub who, if we do bring him on as a sub, you can hold him on the bench, scare him, 50th minute, kind of get him warming up, and they're looking, oh no, this guy's scored against us a few times. In fact, some of our quickest ever goals. So he's one of those guys who's going to be a big factor here. I think that we didn't have the first match. Obviously, we were looking for something like that, so that's obviously a different factor here too. So exciting to see. I'm just excited to see a match where we know more of what our team is versus the first match where we were almost affronted with this, like, oh, this is reality. That's right.
This is not expected.
Yeah, this is not the dream we were sold, where we win every game. Are you kidding? Oh, wait. This is reality. So it's been fun to not fun in some ways, but fun to get to this point where we're trending up and going the right direction you want, heading into the rest of the season here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Eric is asking, does anyone know what happened to Stoneman?
Yeah, Jerry, do you know?
Hurt. Yeah, he has an injury and he's still out. I'm not sure how long. I don't think we're gonna find out, but he has an injury.
I hope it's not much. I mean, it looked like kind of a grind thing to me when he went off. That can be lingering. I'm just not sure. Yeah, I hope it's soon because he's obviously one of our stalwarts from last year. I think he really knows this system, but who knows? I mean, we saw Joe go down last year. That was supposedly early, and it was supposedly not a big deal, and he was out all year. So you just kind of never know with these things.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna have to put on my detective hat and find out.
Yeah,
Jerry will know in 5 minutes.
Well, and it could be why TV is not doing well too, right? Like this could be why they sold TV on coming to play with Stoneman, 100%. Like Stoneman was our guy. He was the guy who played the most minutes, almost every minute, right? Last year. So you have that, and that's the issue that I think with TV, it's sometimes you don't have that consistency where he's able to move he's that Virgil van Dijk role, right? He's supposed to move a little more up and take up more of the pitch and kind of move a little more forward. So I think that's where maybe he's a little stuck in his game, trying to track back and do both things. So again, Stoneman being out doesn't just affect him; it affects kind of, I think, what we were talking about before, that solidarity in the back line. But we'll see. It is, as Steve said, it can be. These things they can tell you 2 weeks and it's another 2 months. You just never know. In turn, that's why injury reports in the USL are hard to come by.
Yeah, they are.
For that reason.
Yeah, they are. But it's just kind of one of those things. So I hope he's back soon. But at the same time, it seems like the signings and the shoring up we've done in the back has made up for it. I don't think Yaro was really that replacement he was supposed to be. But you never know. You never know. Yeah. So it seems like Mayer it might be, and maybe signing or I think Mayer's on loan. Acquiring him on loan might be a sign that he might be out for a while, but I'm not sure. That's just me putting my 2 and 2 together kind of thing.
Well, but hold on. We also have Hunter.
Yeah, right.
For that position. So
right.
Is that the guy from England?
New Zealand. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Nick.
Where is he at?
I saw you wink. I got your memo.
Nick is about to come after you. Right
but no,
I heard him over here. Yeah.
Speaking of Hunter Ashworth, and Nick put this in the comments earlier. At one point during the match, I turned around and I looked at Nick, and I looked next to him, and I saw this really, really tall guy, and I kind of looked, and I was like, oh, I think that kind of looks like Hunter Ashworth, and then I kind of looked again, and I was like, I think that is him.
That is Hunter Ashworth.
And then I was like, this is really cool. Like those guys were out with, for whatever reason, they didn't dress for the match, and I turn around and they're in the local section singing and chanting. And I handed him one of the big checkered flags that I made, and he was waving that nonstop. And that was really, really cool to see. I love that kind of stuff where if they couldn't be there to dress to support their club wearing the kit, they were there supporting the club in the supporter section, singing. I love that kind of stuff. That fuels the fire for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
We have Dylan messaging us on Twitter. He said, thanks for the shout out.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
That's
Keep it
rad.
up,
Yeah,
buddy. We love
Yeah,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
We got you. But yeah, no, it was cool to see him, Siaha, kind of hanging out in the section.
Yeah, that was rad.
Chilling around. And I saw him in the bathroom line earlier, and I was like, oh, they're saying hi to everybody. I was like, because they did, you just see him around, and you're like, oh, that guy's definitely a player. Just kind of their gait and their size, right? It's hard to tell. It's not hard to tell who these guys are. But,
No, they're definitely tall.
not at all.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's definitely. So yeah, it's funny to see, fun to see him out there, and then it was kind of funny to see him not dress, and then but just kind of aggregate, just totally straight to our section, straight to our side, and not just interact in the section and jump around, but actually talk to people in line, get to know everybody, and so all of that again, it's just great dudes through and through with this squad, which is partly why people are attracted to rooting for this club, right? It's because we have a great group of individuals on and off the court here.
Listen, the one thing that I'm super excited about is we go back to our pictures, and actually, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I'm not sure if they're necessarily in this one. Let me see.
Oh, the good one of them in the section. That one was posted on
Yeah,
on Discord.
Right.
Somebody posted a good one on Discord of Duffy and Ashworth next to each other.
If you guys can see this picture in color, right underneath
the flag.
pride flag,
Yeah.
the flag that's underneath the pride flag, and then directly underneath them is actually where they are, and they're both screaming. Actually, Siaha has his arms in the air,
Yeah.
and you can see Ashworth like screaming at the field. They were into it. So like, regardless of whether the club said, hey, you guys should probably go and hang out with them, or they were like, hey, we're going to go hang out where the party's at.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that they felt welcome, and they actually were like, yo, this is actually a good spot to hang out at. I'm just going to come watch the games from here on out.
Yeah.
If we create that type of atmosphere for the players,
Yeah.
they go back and tell their team, yo, those guys were nuts. We had so much fun. All of a sudden, we're building this culture where, you heard it over and over and over after this match.
Yeah.
The locals and Chavos they brought it. It was amazing. Again, the Tifo, hopefully everybody enjoyed that. The Tifo was a lot of work and hours put in, designed by Travis, and painted and outlined by us and by Chavos. It was painted by Chavos as well. So we're just excited to be able to have that collaboration where we can keep that going. It's so much more than just the players on the field. We're bringing something different, and I'm just excited to keep it going, man. Like, this is last time we did this, that was it. So we did it this time. We brought it again, right? I feel like, we brought it again, and it's only going to get better and better. And we get to do it again in a couple of weeks. It's just mind blowing. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to do it again. I think that's enough for this match, though. Are you guys okay with us moving forward? Because I kind of want to talk a little bit more about it, but I feel like that was it.
Maybe in the post show. Maybe we come back.
Yeah, we'll talk about man of the match near the end of it.
Sounds good.
There we
We'll
go.
talk about Alejandro Guido, who got our man of the match, and a little bit of that presentation. But I think it's about time we bring in Espen for a proper conversation. Espen, you have been a part of this community now from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
From like the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
And so we're happy to have you on, man. And I want to make sure that we start first and foremost. We get to know you and kind of who you are and what you do. So outside of supporting San Diego Loyal, what is like your normal, 9 to 5 job? What do you do outside of supporting?
Well, following you guys, man, I don't even know there is a life outside of locals.
Yeah,
It's a 7-hour message machine. You know what I mean?
It's a lifestyle.
On and on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I looked at my calendar, my email, my Twitter, and Discord. It's like the entire day is gone. So you guys just keep it going, all of you. It's amazing. It's so great to see every local person just throwing up their local pictures from the match, their gear when they go to the merchandise store. It's just awesome. You guys have done a great job of coordinating everybody. So really happy to be part of it. In my regular life, I'm actually a college professor. I teach psychology at some of the community colleges. And I just got a gig working with the University of Missouri online. So I'll be teaching graduate students at University of Missouri. And a lot of psychology work.
nice, awesome.
Wow.
I'm very interested to find out your background with the sport. What is your story leading up to San Diego Loyal? Like, what brought you into the community here with San Diego Loyal?
Yeah, I don't even know if I should go there really. It started with Soccer City. Yeah,
definitely want to talk
It's
about
a safe space here.
Yeah, it's definitely a safe space. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna go refill. But go ahead.
So totally, it was like a COVID time. I just needed something to do. I signed up, started filling out some postcards, met some more people, did more postcards. I don't know, probably did like 5,000 postcards, right? We signed those damn things forever. And the more I spent time with you guys, I just loved everybody. Like, it was such an amazing feeling. The families were there, you know, women, men, kids. It was just great. So that was a huge disappointment when we didn't get that. But having met Landon through that and others that work with the organization and all of you, there was just no way I was going to not keep involved. So yeah, I was there for the kit reveal, for the logo, everything. We're just totally stoked. So happy to be involved and get caught up.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to get drawn in, isn't it? Like, you kind of meet the right people who have the same ideals, the same values, the same like passion, and you. It's really easy to like find people that you connect with outside the sport and you just connect with as people. That's really what drew me into the sport as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've told my story 100 times, but really, like, I love soccer, but I love the people and the culture so much more. So even though I mentioned, the match was important, the home 3 points was awesome, but
absolutely,
it was so much more about the experience Saturday than anything. But but to go off of what you said there, so then how did that kind of transition from Soccer City, from postcards, into staying involved, into kind of your passion for the Rainbow Loyals to bring pride and that kind of stuff into the fold here?
So early on, I was able to talk with Landon and others in the formation of the team, actually. Cool. When they were going out recruiting, I actually went to a couple of games while they were watching players. We had a lot of conversations. Landon and Warren were very committed to diversity, to mental health issues, to making sure that everyone felt welcome, that it was a safe space. And so we had several conversations over the course of like the first year before the team actually announced anything, really. And they just super amazing, so there was no way I could not be involved. And, the minute I heard we were up and running, it was like, okay, we've got to get everybody involved. So we threw up the Rainbow Loyals, and here we are. It took off itself, obviously, last season. So I'm glad we had something in line for that. But
no, it's been fun to watch and see kind of where people have like seen what you're doing, kind of what you're trying to create, and finding ways into that. One of those things that felt really natural when you brought it up to us, in terms of obviously being here in Pride Month, being a group that has tried to find different avenues, and with this club specifically, lift up this cause of pride, and here locally try and find more roots to that.
Sure.
Our partnership here for Pride Raiser is pretty cool that you and Tom have worked out. So far, we got 75 from our specific little pile here, but we're looking to add to that, and I added just before we went on here, and so it's pretty cool, guys. If you want to add per goal that we score, you can donate per goal, which is pretty cool, and know that every time we're scoring, you're also giving away some money, but giving it to such a great organization. So I'll have you tell us a little bit about kind of what Pride Raisers for, and then kind of the Sunburst Youth Housing Program, kind of that kind of stuff as well will be awesome.
So again, really excited that locals reached out and said, hey, we want to do something with you. That initiative is awesome. And so in talking with Tom and others, we decided that we wanted to give the money directly back to service youth, to service projects, and particularly to the youth. So the local San Diego LGBT Center has a youth housing program for 18 to 24-year-olds, and it's called the Sunburst Youth Housing Program. And they literally take kids who are homeless off the street, kids that were thrown out from their families, many of them going through transition issues like coming out or gender identity changes. They offer them a safe place to live. They help them get benefits from the community, so mental health care, education tools, going into college. They also have a live-in tutor and mentor that's on site, so there's always supervision.
Wow.
And they can stay there as long as they need to. They have to phase out at 24, but they oftentimes will just stay involved with the community, because they've gotten tied in too. And having met with some of those youth, because I used to do some advising with them, they've never seen an adult who was supportive. Like, they've come from really terrible, community backgrounds, families that were really terrible. So it's really nice. And then to be able to say, hey, we are a local team and we care about you too. So this prideraiser.org is organized for all of the LGBT supporter groups across the country to help raise awareness in their community about different events. And so that's why we chose the San Diego Sunburst Youth Program. But if you go to prideraiser.org and you just type that in, it'll automatically show you the most local club, which is us. And you can make a pledge on there. It's a pledge per goal. So we've already made 2 goals. So, we're moving along. And hopefully we'll raise a lot of money. And if so, that's great. And also it's really nice to just have the awareness.
Yeah.
So,
one thing too that we're definitely going to make sure of is that the players, especially those in the front, are aware that this is going on, because that's a little bit of an incentive for them as well. Hey, all you got to do is make us happy, score some goals, and guess what? We're going to be giving some money right back into the community.
Exactly.
But to talk a little bit about, because I really want to make sure that we, talk about what great work the center is doing. Their mission is, as the San Diego LGBT Community Center, it's to enhance and sustain the health and well-being of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, queer, transgender, non-binary, immigrant, and HIV communities to the betterment of our entire San Diego region. Their vision is for every person to feel and know that they're welcome, valued, and supported. As a beacon for our original LGBTQ community, each day they actively recommit to be a more vibrant, bold, innovative, safe, and modern center than the day before. This is something that they have on their website under their mission, vision, and guiding principles. Go and check them out at thecentersd.org. If you have your location settings set to where it can locate you, and you go to the website that you can see right now there at the bottom, the prideraiser.org, we will immediately show up right at the front, and it says Rainbow Loyals and Locals SG Pride 2021. That's what you want to click on.
The center is a great place. They offer all kinds of services, from support groups to women's groups. There's a family program for parents of LGBT kids, also for LGBT parents, and themselves. They have a program for Latino services, a women's safety and shelter program, and they offer free mental health services to anybody in the community on a limited basis, and they will reconnect to other services. And when the system is open, they have a drop-in center that has Wi-Fi and computer services. They offer meals throughout the day. So it's lots of stuff for people to drop in. And Wednesday nights are game nights, so that's always a fun place. And one of the things about the gay community or the queer community, whatever you want to call it, is it's just so intersectional. There is everybody there, right? You're going to find disabled people, able people, older, younger, families, singles, married, divorced, every race, ethnicity, culture. It is the go-to place where you're going to find everybody. So if you've never been to a Pride parade, next year when we have one, you should show up. But at this point, just knowing that, the locals are supportive, Loyal's been great with us. I've gotten great feedback from the players as well. Just really excited to be with you guys.
We will definitely have a presence at Pride Parade next year. Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that I love the center for a few reasons. Just the breadth of services they offer is staggering. To be honest, like when you were going through, it's like, wow, there's places that do stuff, but there's places that do stuff. They do so much. And then the other part is that when we chose BUM as kind of our symbol is the locals, part of what I love about BUM is BUM's nature to be a vagrant, in some ways, but kind of mosey on and find different things. But part of the spirit of BUM that's beautiful in San Diego is that people took him in, right? Yes. That they gave, he was home. He never had a home, but he wasn't homeless.
Right.
And that's what I think is amazing about that story. Isn't just the dog, right? But it's the city that came around. And so that's what I love about stuff like this is it's perfectly what we align with. It's why he's on the crest for us is because he's unassailable in some ways as a dog, but it's also that spirit of people to keep him up that I love. And this fits so perfectly in that it couldn't be more apt for sure. Yeah. So thanks.
Yeah. One thing that I want to make sure that people understand too is this isn't like in any way, shape, or form done because like we see everybody else doing it. We have members of our own that are very much a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Members of my family that are part of it, members of a lot of our members' family There's children of our members that are in the LGBTQ community as well that I have had the pleasure of talking to and bringing them in and saying, hey, like you're welcome here. Like this is a place for you, for everybody. And we want to make sure that you feel safe and like this is a place where you can be yourself. And that's what it's about. It's about making sure that, I mean, I think San Diego is just, it's good. It's such a welcoming place. And whenever I hear somebody say that it's not, or they had a bad experience, it's like, I don't think that you really met San Diego the way San Diego really is. And this is just what we're about. And we're just so proud to be able to join forces with somebody like Espen and with Rainbow Loyals to bring this awareness. This is what it's about. Maybe the money is important, yes, but you know, it's more of the awareness, because money we'll eventually get to the point where money is going to be coming in if we raise that awareness first and foremost, and you understand the main reason why we do it, and that's to help the youth. And the youth housing program of the center is an amazing thing that we're doing, and just super proud to be able to do that with you, Espen.
And so go ahead.
We only have $75 pledged, as Drew said. So we have $75. Drew, you added. We had somebody else add to it recently. Right now, officially on the website, it says 76 pledged per goal. So what you do is you go to the website. Like I said, you go to prideraiser.org and you say, hey, I want to donate $1 per goal scored by San Diego Loyal for the month of June. We're counting the May 29th. All right. So we're going to count that in there. So there's 2 goals. So if you're making a pledge of $1, you can go as low as $1. You can go. I'm not sure if you can go lower than that, but come on, do at least $1. And that means you are now going to be donating for sure $2, because we beat Las Vegas Lights with 2 goals. So the next upcoming games are going to be against Phoenix Rising, Orange County, Galaxy 2, Phoenix Rising again, Las Vegas Lights, and then Oakland Roots. So there's a good opportunity there, and it doesn't sound like it. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be a lot of money that I have to.
Yeah, right. If we're giving money, this is awesome. Like,
I hope that it's for a good.
It's worth the entertainment, because the endorphins are already there, buddy. Like we're.
So last year was the first year they tried this Pride Raiser thing, and they raised $12,000 between the different clubs. So now we have many more clubs, and obviously we've got a good following. So hopefully people will chip in. Tom asked about scarves, and we're going to have scarves. We haven't really set that up yet, but we'll talk to some people and see if we can make something up there. I also wanted to point out that the Loyal itself, the team today announced that they have a new program called Out and Proud, and they are offering tickets in section 110 right next to the locals for a safe space specifically for LGBT members, allies, and family. And that 20% of their income for those tickets will go to San Diego Pride, the organization that really sponsors a lot of activities throughout the whole year, not just the parade, the Harvey Milk Breakfast, the political meetings, the street town halls, the local marches, whatever is happening out there is sponsored between the center and Pride. And so I'm really proud of the team for picking that choice as well. And then, of course, USL has their own program right now called Forever Proud. So I'll have to say that San Diego Loyal is probably the impetus for Forever Proud, right? The USL has been around forever. And only this year have they come out with this inclusive LGBT program that says at every match, we're going to kneel for diversity and inclusion. And they have it right up there in their policies. It's announced at every match now that we're welcoming and inclusive. And when we got contacted from London, the day that our last match happened last year, we knew something was up, right? And we got contacted by the European Organization for LGBT supporter groups. Wow. They wanted to sign up with us. And the next thing we knew, It spun off, right? I mean, USL is doing their own thing. So you guys are right there at the start of it. It's because of the support of our family, of our locals. So, totally.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is awesome.
Yep.
Exciting.
So, good question from Two Balls on Mike. They said, can allies sit there too? I don't see why not.
Absolutely. Everybody can sit there for sure.
That's the whole point of that section.
It'll be
fun
fun
to
to
have
have kind of
people
an
to move in
extension.
and integrate, right? So
I believe the tickets are $29, Espen?
I thought I saw 28, but something like that, yeah.
28. Okay, so there you go. Definitely affordable. You're going to be right next to us, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You don't already have tickets with us, but no, we're excited to be able to maybe go back and forth on some chants and to help each other out and have you guys join in on the loudness. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all one group. We're all just supporters of San Diego Loyal, and
100%.
The way we want to see it. Like everybody is welcome. We're not 110, 109 separate. We're going to be together.
Fill the East End, baby. Fill the
Yes.
whole thing.
Except
before we take the ticker down on the Pride Raiser thing, I will say, us as the locals SG just pledged $25 a goal to get that over the $100 mark.
Hey!
$25 per goal, and I will publicly challenge the club to at least match what we have. So I will be
second that challenge.
Calling them out.
Heard it.
They're not listening already.
If the club is listening right now to this, we're challenging you to match that.
At least match.
$25 per goal from the local.
Nice.
I'm pointing at you.
Excellent.
Those of you listening
Thanks, you
can't
guys.
see.
It's been great.
It looks like you're pointing at me, Drew. I'm not sure.
I'm pointing at whoever's watching. This just has whoever. Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely been clear since day one that we had that rainbow flag in our section. It's one of the biggest things that I had conversations with the club from the very beginning. Sure. Because to be a little peek in the beginning of all this, Jerry and Drew know all this as well. One of the things that they had conversations about was no political statements in the section. And like the first thing I asked Ricardo, this was way back. This was like way back in the day was that doesn't include the rainbow flag, does it? Because that's not a political statement, and that will be in our section. And you guys don't get to tell us that we can't have that there, because I don't believe that's political. That's inclusivity. That's not political. And so that's one. Like we want to make sure that everybody's welcome. Want to make sure everybody knows what we're about, and that's about inclusivity. It's about loving who we love. It's about.
Yeah, it's about all those things he was talking about before he started.
Yeah.
Just watching those beautiful flags behind him, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? While Steve is on mute there for a second, you guys have been very welcoming from day one. So, I mean, it's always been clear to me that everybody's welcome. I've participated in the volunteer programs with you guys, doing cleanups around town, hanging out with different events, the watch parties. It's been super great. So.
Yeah. That's what it's about.
Yeah, we're glad you feel it. We're glad that other people that are listening to this can hear from somebody else that's not us, because we can say it day in day out. But when it comes from
come up to us, we're still
intimidating.
intimidating.
Somebody new, it's like starts meaning
but
something.
As a group, we're not. We're definitely the least intimidating people when you meet us in person. And like you may think, oh, I've seen them.
I'm pretty intimidating.
I'm very tall. That's intimidating. Yeah. But like other than that, like no, you talk to me for 10 seconds, you're like, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't. But yeah, it's great. He seems really smart, but he's also an idiot. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But Steve, you were saying, man, we're here to love everybody and be about love.
My internet is struggling tonight, but yes, definitely that encapsulates what I was saying.
Exactly. Good job. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into the last topics, the locals topics. So man of the match, I mean, we had to talk about this. Alejandro Guido was absolutely brilliant, and he got our man of the match. He came up, this is a new thing that we came up with here with the locals. We are going to be giving out our man of the match growler every home match. And so basically 75 minutes before at the 75th minute. I keep saying 75 minutes before. The 75th minute
that
of
would
the
be
match.
Weird. Yeah.
You can go into our Discord on game day and start putting out who your man of the match is. At the end of the match, we will tally them up, and the winner will be asked to come to our section. We will do a quick cheers with him, and he will be handed a growler with our logo on it, and it has the date, and it has man of the match on it, and who we played.
A little blurb.
Nice.
So, in this situation, the first recipient ever was Alejandro Guido. He was super excited. I can tell you guys that saw him, what he was saying to me in my ear. He said, "We needed this." That's what he said. He said, "We needed this." And he's pointing at the locals, basically saying, we needed to have the backup of our supporters. We needed to have this home match. and the sky's the limit. So excited for that. You guys have anything to add to that? Drew, Steve, sorry that I took the spotlight from you guys. You guys were supposed to.
I got to
present
shake his hand. That was cool.
Did you?
That was all I wanted. That's all.
No,
I wanted.
Jerry, I
this
don't-
is like kind of congrats, man. You guys, you and Travis worked really hard to bring this to fruition. It was kind of an idea that everybody was thinking of. What's our log slice? What do we do here in San Diego to hand something to somebody to say you're our guy, right? You did it this match for us, and log slices are cool. All of that was traditions that's come out of a number of years. San Diego beer felt right, and so you and Travis making a beautiful label. It's not just a label. It's not just a sticker. This thing is gorgeous. Like, you look at the actual growler and you're like, I need to join the club and come out for an open tryout just to get the growler. That's like where your mind process goes. It's like, I'm going to train for the next 11 months and then come to the open tryout. But yeah, it's gorgeous, and so thank you for the hard work that you and Travis put into, especially making sure that our dream of like, oh, we'll have a beautiful thing we hand to people actually became beautiful to hand to them, and the casing in which you even the igloo cooler in which it
Travis,
rests is all
with
pretty
lights.
Yeah, no, and Jerry,
the video when you opened I'm sorry. Travis is holding the cooler. I open it, and you see orange like lights just coming out of
it's like
cooler. And he
angels
looked
themselves.
he actually looked in and he goes, "Wow."
yeah, that was cool.
So good.
No, I mean, Jerry, you apologize for taking the spotlight, and it's like the first thing when we were sitting there pre-match, and you were like, "Yeah, you and Drew, blah blah," and I was like, "No, dude, you should be there too. Like, this is important because you brought a lot of this to life. I mean, we all kind of had this idea last year, but then you put a bunch of legwork in to actually make this happen. So, no, it only felt right that you were there. And I'm not the kind of person that wants the credit for other people's work. I want you to take that and for you to be there to present your work and you and Travis as well. So, that was an awesome moment. I love when he grabbed it and he kind of lifted it like a trophy to the section. That was really dope. I wasn't expecting that, but that was really cool.
You guys get that on video?
Yeah, it's somewhere on video. Somebody's got it on video. But no, the best part, and it's been mentioned in the comments that, we kind of gave it to him. We're like, congratulations, take this and relax. We got a little blurb on the tag there, like a growler tag, that kind of says, hey, kick back, you earned this tonight, relax. And we kind of said, congrats, you deserve this. And he kind of looked at us and he goes, I don't drink. only tequila. And we're like,
Only
let's
tequila.
drink.
I'm pretty sure it helped him out over the weekend. He was hanging out with
I saw
his friends for a birthday party.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that he at least took the growler with him and was like, hey, I don't drink the beer, but I'm sure you guys do. And
I
like,
got this very special beer. Yeah,
very
I got this,
special beer.
but that was a really cool thing for him to come up the stairs, and kind of be able to celebrate that moment with us. And I look forward to that every week. That's going to be a really cool tradition we have. And so one other thing that we talked about is kind of rotating that honor to give that away. So we'll rotate that around, say, leadership and or members who have stood out and put in a bunch of effort. Because it's easy for us to kind of step up and do that every week, but that's not who we are. We want to really connect our members and our leadership to the players and to this club in ways that we have already had the honor to do so. Right, Jerry? I mean, this is kind of something that we've talked about a lot. So if you want to expand on that, please do, because that was kind of your idea. I might have stole your thunder there, but I love that idea a lot.
I'm not sure we can have Dylan hand out the growler, but maybe his parents can help him.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I know. Actually, it's funny because Tubos actually just asked that. He said, have different locals or kids give it to the players. I'm not sure the kids can hand it, had beer over to a player, but a kid can definitely be present. We're going to control a little bit better. I was a little bit like, hey, stand back, because everybody wanted like autographs from Guido at that point. Yeah. And I think he did end up signing quite a few things.
He did. He was awesome.
You guys, trust me, like you can get his autograph at a lot of events. So chill out when it comes to this one. This is going to be a special thing that we're going to do. Every home match is our goal. Shout out to Second Chance for the beer. So it was Second Chance Brewing Company is a beer that was in that growler, for those of you that were wondering. And even though he doesn't drink, I think I mentioned to him, I said, hey, next time, if you do win it, we're going to have a separate tequila stash for you.
Definitely. We'll
just
definitely have a tequila stash.
Just
a little boot, just a little secret. Here you go. Here's
100%.
Right. Abel said, he signed a Chula Vista flag. So the Chula Vista flag is
that was awesome.
Miguel, right? Miguel made it, and he brought it with him. He's had it actually for the
Two-sided
first
flag.
match.
Yeah.
I think.
No, and the best part of that is, is held out, and somebody was like, sign the Chula Vista flag, and he goes, where? And Abel looked at him and goes, right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Dead center.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I kind of like that even if he doesn't drink, that it's something that has to be consumed, right? Like you can't keep this too long. That's the other thing I like about it.
Share
is
with
like,
your teammates,
you
share with
hear
your
about
friends,
like Jeremy Ibobisi is.
Oh, he said you're the son.
But
Sorry.
he said when he scored a couple, he kept them in the back of his car, the log slices. So it's like you don't want that, right? You want them to enjoy it. You want it to be something that they can. And that's where Steve said the label encourages that, and that's where again the fans and the ceremony, as Jerry said, to respect the ceremony a little bit here as we move forward, because it is something that's not only special for us but special for the player, and so we want to kind of give them that moment to see what this means in terms of us as fans. So it was really fun to be, and I was honored just to be on the platform. So thanks, man, and we look forward to many more of these with anybody and everybody who we can get up there. So I'm
Did you guys see the photo that I posted on Twitter a couple of days ago? So we were out front when they came up from their pregame warm-up.
What did you call him, Espen?
I was like, hey, Trey Muse, what's up? And he looked at me, and I was like, oh, man, I didn't just do that. But he gave me a great smile and thumbs up, and I was like, all right. It was kind of that priceless, you're an idiot celebrity fan, right? Like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But he was cool. They were all great. They were so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I think you got a picture of Trey also, right? He also gave you a thumbs up.
He did, actually. I was like, okay, you are the goalie. I got that one. Yeah, and everybody gave us a wave. It was really cool. We saw, every player came through, obviously. Colin, gave us a nice little wave. It was cool.
Yeah, so this is a good point. Abel, you're saying find out who drinks, who doesn't for cultural reasons. That's fine. I think it's just they don't have to drink the beer. Like we're going to hand it to them and they can do whatever they want to do with it. I think it's more of just a representation of San Diego, right? Like what's more San Diego than a growler of beer? And it doesn't necessarily have to be drunk by the player. Can literally walk off and just like throw it on the field. Hopefully not in front of us so we don't feel bad. But
you also get a complimentary local scarf, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, he got scarfed by both, by Chavos and by us too. And I wasn't expecting that, but I think we might end up doing that. If Steve's okay with giving 18 scarves off.
100%, yes.
Yeah. Oh, cool. There you go.
Yep, awesome. Absolutely. We can have a scarf ceremony every match. I love that idea. Yeah, and then Espen, if Colin wins, maybe you could find yourself on that platform to present the growler of the week. I think that'd be a great connection there. So
we got plenty of great people from the group, so that's awesome.
100%.
Yeah,
of course.
Good.
I think you try to, the way that I envision this is you try to put yourself in the shoes of the player, and him walking up those stairs and seeing all of us, like when we screamed, like he's walking up the stairs. Here comes. And he's like walking up the stairs, seeing like this mass of people still there after the match. For any player, just like walking up to us, it has to feel pretty cool that he has that many people.
Yeah.
That
after so long too, right? After so long playing there without fans, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's just such a cool moment that we get to share with our team that I would hope they take back to the rest of the team and say, hey, these guys, like they really truly love us and they really truly have our backs.
We know they know that, because if you watch, they follow your tags. They're all over Twitter saying thanks. They know.
Yeah, it is one of the cooler things that I've kind of found out through USL, and I haven't really had an MLS club before. Like, Jerry, you have. So I'm interested in your opinion on this, but like I do notice the players interact a lot. They're always responding to Twitter and Instagram and that kind of stuff, and I think that's really cool. They're really connected to the kind of supporter community, and I, like I said, I don't really have a specific MLS team, but I do follow MLS, and I don't see that a whole lot. So I really like that aspect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I think we get it way more here in USL and with San Diego Loyal specifically. Like I think that if you wanted to really connect with somebody, like they're willing to, to be there for you and any of the players. Yeah. I think we see, things like Elijah Martin going over to Paul's house and hanging out with them for a little bit.
That's cool.
After he won, I think he won a jersey or something. And then he also bought a T-shirt from him. But like Elijah Martin is one of those players too that just like, he comes off as such a genuine and just like down to earth person that none of our players I think are not approachable. Like there's no player on our squad that if we saw it on the street wouldn't stop and say hi to us. They wouldn't be like, I don't.
And give you all the time in the world, right? Until they had to leave and say like, just act like you're the only person in the world, really, too. Which is what's nice about all these guys is they're genuine about it and they do love it because they're trying to make their dream, right? And we're the people trying to help make that happen and say like, we want to see your dream come true. And I think that there's a beautiful, like kind of heart in that in terms of what we're doing and what they're doing at this level. Versus once you get that higher level, it becomes more money. It becomes a little bit more stake. So it is what's just so nice about, as Steve said, at USL that we just don't know. But for us, it's been really cool to have that approachability. Jack Metcalf, they had that sign, the scouts are signed. Obviously, you go over and you take a picture.
Yeah, that was cool.
He hung out. He talked to those people for like half an hour. Like that's what these guys do. They're just the best in terms.
And also to give some kudos back to the organization, they built that culture. They picked guys who they knew were going to be involved, who wanted to be part of the community. If you look at the community service work they've done over the last year and a half, right, as a team, they picked men who were going to represent well. So, yeah, I think we're really lucky. We're really fortunate.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Absolutely.
Continuing with the locals news, before we do wrap up on time, we put this out earlier about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. We are still trying to organize a bus trip for next Wednesday. Wednesday will be our first kind of organized away trip. We tried this last year, and then COVID kind of slapped us all in the face. So we are trying again. Please sign up. We have until Sunday at basically midnight, so 11:59 p.m. Sign up for the bus trip. It's $60. That's inclusive to trip up. We can drink on the bus, so beers on the bus will be included. If we do get there early, we can drink when we get there. Your ticket to the match, which is equivalent of $17. So it's essentially you're getting a ride up, beers included for $43, and a ride back, obviously. Safe driving, all that stuff. We're going to do a pickup. The idea is to do a pickup in San Diego and a pickup at North County. Those times are still kind of TBD. We're going to do something like maybe 3 o'clock, 3:30 down somewhere San Diego, something like 4 o'clock, 4:30 up in North County.
Nice.
And then obviously, the ride up to Orange County. We need to be conservative on time given traffic and all that stuff. So it's earlier in the day. It's a Wednesday, it's a weekday, but we're still trying to get about 50 people signed up to do that. I think $60 is a killer deal. So check out our website, thelocalssg.com/shop to sign up for that. I know I am taking that day off of work, and I will be there 100%. My wife is doing the same with Bryce, taking the day off with Bryce, and we're gonna pawn him off to my parents and take a day up to go to Orange County.
Lodal in the bus.
If he could drive, he would be driving the bus.
Talking about kids though, Steve, I got to throw it in there real quick, and you can keep it going. $10 discount for families.
Yes,
so
yes,
if you
please.
don't plan on drinking, you're like, I don't want to pay $60, because I'm not drinking. $10 off, so $50 per seat if you don't want to drink.
Nice.
Come on, man, you can't.
The way to shave off, yeah. Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
You got that. You bring a sandwich, or you buy a sandwich there. That's $60 or $50, and you don't have to buy anything else, right? You get that sandwich because maybe you don't want some actual food. We're gonna have some light snacks on the bus. We can't promise a full.
Literally, the beers there are like $12. Is that how much?
It's essentially tailgating before the match. So just get on the bus and tailgate on the way up there, and have a good time. So please sign up.
We paid $14 here locally for a beer. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom. And this is going to be so much more fun. This is, as we said a few weeks, I think last week even, these away days are really where you find family. It's not just friends. It's not just people you stand next to and you like to sing next to. You meet a person. You find out about what's in their soul. About why you've been gravitated towards this is because of the things you usually find out on trips like this that I've always found to be the bedrock of groups. So. Please come if you're just diving into the deep end. If you're not even a member yet and you have a friend who's like, I'm really into this, they can sign up too. They can pay the price. They can come with us. They do need to be vaccinated or tested. Our tickets are in that section,
Thank you.
so you do need to know that. But as Steve said, it's kind of all going to be mainly trying to figure out a time early in the afternoon or kind of mid-afternoon, if you will, in the city, kind of a little bit later in the afternoon, North County, if you can make either one of those. We'd love to have you on the bus with us and ride up. So awesome. Thanks, guys.
One
Yep.
last thing on that. This was not posted. This is not going to be posted maybe anywhere. All right. For those of you that are
Boom, and
listening right now, a little bit of an incentive. You do get a pin, a 1-inch round pin that is going to say that you went on this trip with us. And you can only get this pin if you go with us. I know it's not a lot, but it's going to be able to tell everybody and you can show it off to
No.
everybody.
Orders. I just
Hey.
saw like 6 orders come in.
We went
As you
on this
said.
trip. We went on this trip to Orange County, and you earned that pin. It is the only way you're going to be able to get this pin.
This is the first away trip.
It's
Like,
a
literally.
And all I got was this
really,
pin.
really fun design too.
They went to Orange County and all I got was this pin.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
If we're going to land at Disneyland, we gotta get merch on the way, right? It's gotta happen. Right? So
Awesome.
it's
So
gonna be
there
a
you
fun
go.
day.
No,
It's gonna
that's
be an
excellent.
incredible trip. That's awesome, Jerry. Thank you for sweetening the pot there a little bit because it will be
Yeah.
it itself is enticing. But
Oh yeah.
if you're a merch person and a collector, you gotta come. You don't have a
By the way,
choice.
yeah, this is not on the website, but this is coming from the locals. Okay, you get a exclusive pin.
Nice.
You're hearing it
Boom.
now in the podcast. So there you go.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Paul's
Final.
coming back from. Paul is traveling back from Hawaii.
Not me. It's the local.
Final order of locals business. Before we get too late in the podcast and people start tuning out, I want to have a huge shout out to Tom Phillips, who has done incredible work over the past 3 months. First off with the Radies volunteer stuff. Now with the Rainbow involvement with Rainbow Loyals with Espen,
Yep.
and also for the last order of business, the Gaslamp Historical Foundation. It was kind of brought to our attention from one of our members that the Gaslamp Historical Foundation has been hurting since COVID. If you guys don't know, that's where Bum the dog statue is located, and he is obviously beloved here. So I know they are hurting. Stay tuned to, or please go to their website. Please donate. Please help them out. I know Tom has been really persistent getting a hold of them. Like I said, they're hurting, and I think their numbers are pretty low as far as volunteers. So it took him a while to kind of get in touch with them, but I know that he is working really hard to get some events going, get some fundraising going, trying to keep them on their feet, because obviously we want to help them out. I think that Bum Story and Bum Statue is one that should be preserved, and obviously all the other work that they do there, but a humongous shout out to Tom for what he is doing. And then keep your eyes peeled for events that we have going on.
Absolutely.
They're at so their goal, they have a very high goal because it's
Yes.
very expensive to keep this
And
this
their
museum in like open.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
their goal is
And their main pride
150,000.
Oh wow. Yeah.
They are currently at 19,970. And that's
Wow.
a lot to do with just spreading the
Their
word.
main fundraiser is typically in March as well. It's a St. Patrick's Day fundraiser. Unfortunately, 2 years in a row, right, that got just completely axed. It's just the worst time of year. Unfortunately, same with our home opener last year, right? It was the worst time of year to hold events, and so unfortunately, they just had to really axe that 2 years in a row and have been scrambling to figure out how to fund it. So as Jerry's saying, it's one thing that we really want to wrap our arms around here. They're not where we want them to be. To make sure that we can ensure this statue stays and this house stays undisturbed the way that it has been since this town was founded. It's one of the few standing historical structures, the Horton Davis House. Not only this museum and the people who love it and preserve it, but the structure itself, right? So it is one of those things where if you go down there, you look around, Gaslamp's great, but part of that's because of the history we actually did save. And if we don't keep saving, it's just going to be a bunch of needless bars that none of us like to go to because we have our more favorite ones in the rest of town. And
No, it's the
that-
oldest
it's more
building
about the
down there. Like,
history.
we have to.
It
make-
is. It's the oldest building that we
there.
have to save these things, right? We have to save them. So, as Jerry's saying, I'm just giving my own passion plea here. Just please look into it. Please care, and then know that Tom has been not only working with Espen here on some great Pride Raiser stuff, but also keeping an eye on how we can find ways to not only do this, but continue to help fund them, not just this next year as they're trying to meet this goal and overcome their shortage, but long into the future to where we can have a partnership as well. That's where his head's at, which I love.
Yeah, and so he's saying lots of stuff coming with them. So we're building a relationship with the Gaslamp Museum.
Good.
And 15,000 per month, but collect 70% of that. At Shamrock. So that's the one you were talking about, Drew. So yeah, make sure you come out and support. We're gonna definitely be there. We're gonna have a presence. Somebody was asking how many people have paid so far for the trip. We have 5
Okay.
so far.
Yeah.
But I've yet to sign up. My wife has yet to sign up. There's a
Me
couple people that I know have yet to sign up. So,
More than half.
like I
of
said,
the
we have till
show.
Sunday. So there's a few days here.
Awesome.
God, what else do we have? Oh yeah, Loyal We Are. Do you guys remember that song that we played?
Yeah.
It's
Let's
out.
hear it.
Purchase it now on iTunes, and I think it's like on Spotify and pretty much everywhere. And I feel like that's gonna be a good like exit to this. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Let's do
I
it.
mean, let's find this.
Cheers.
Listen, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you guys are down to hang out for a little bit after, we might hang out for a bit, but that's gonna do it for us. We went a little bit over from what we usually do. So, for Mr. Espen Carell, Mr. Steve Brokaw, Mr. Drew Steck, my name is Jerry Jimenez. This is Authentic Sellout. Loyal We Are. Go and check them out now. It is out and available, and they're gonna take us out. So, have a great
Nice.
night. Bye. No, Abel, I didn't forget the trip. It's playing right now. Oh, this is just, I'm just gonna like drop it out for the actual recording.
True.
Nice.
What are you doing, dude?
Let him go.
Post
Let
show.
him go. Just let him go.
Post shows work.
Karaoke on the bus sounds wonderful. Oh gosh,
Do it.
everybody's gonna
Sounds like
do.
a captive audience.
We all have to do Bohemian Rhapsody. That's the
Only
thing.
if we
Oh
win.
yeah.
There you go.
That's actually Lydia's karaoke song.
That's my favorite karaoke song.
Awesome.
Yes.
I saw them.
Yes, that's floatal. That's floatal to you.
I know, right?
Yes, you did the floatal thing.
My favorite. I saw Queen in Philadelphia a year and a half ago, right before COVID. They were so awesome.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
With what's
Queen
that
is
guy
fronted
from?
by
Adam Lambert, right?
Adam
Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
San Diego. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yep.
He used to drive my brother to community theater practice. It was great.
No,
Practice.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello,
Rehearsal.
Drew,
I
for
meant
real?
theater.
Andrew, you have such a connection. Like, how do you?
You
Theater,
always
bro. Theater. Everybody's in theater. At
It's
some
6 degrees from Drew, is what I'm thinking.
theater or sports.
I'll be right back,
Everybody
you
does
guys.
one or the other.
I'll be right back.
Everybody does.
No, that's-
Everybody's got a recreation.
How do you have that? That's amazing.
I don't know. He was a. They did a couple shows
Nice.
that Lambert was involved in before he moved on.
Yeah.
I knew of him because the teacher who was his teacher briefly moved over to our school at Westview, and so we just knew that like, oh, there's this incredible talent, and everybody talked about him. But it
Oh
was
my
pretty-
God, his audition with American Idol was awesome.
Yeah.
everyone knew even when before he was 18. that this
Aspen,
guy
somebody
was- his voice
had to come say hi.
There she is.
Hi.
Hi. You.
Somebody who
As I
has
sit
an
inside
operatic
and just-
voice.
Cheers.
In the warmth.
I'll see you on the bus, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we are pawning our spawn off for the night.
He's going to his grandparents. Well, he'll have much fun.
Right.
And we can also have much fun.
Yeah, that's not. It's a win-win.
It's a two-way street, right? It's a two-way street.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Very
Where
cool.
did Jerry go? Hi.
Jerry disappears after the show too. I think he used the restroom. Well, there he is.
When
with
I left,
no Jerry.
When I left the couch,
Jerry went
Jerry
for his own
was there,
cooler.
and I came out of here. Jerry was there.
There's Jerry.
I heard my name. What?
I think
Flo
Jerry
had to come say hi.
Oh, hey.
I was
Lydia was
saying when I
wondering
left
where
the
you were,
couch,
so I had
we
to
were
show you a
on
chair.
here, and then I came outside and you were gone. I'm like, how did that happen?
I had to go pee pee.
That's allowed, I guess.
He had to get another beer.
So we're taking Bryce to the zoo tomorrow for the first time.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, his
Very
first zoo trip.
I'm excited.
Take lots of pictures.
We
I
will.
live right by the zoo. If you guys stop by,
Okay. All right. We'll see what kind of mood he's in when we're leaving.
Exactly.
If it's time to go home, then we will just be going home.
Well, that just means he can lay down while we have.
Yeah, maybe.
There you
Maybe
go.
not though.
No, he's got FOMO. He's so much of his dad.
Oh man.
Hey,
Awesome.
Espen, if you have to go, feel free. We usually hang out for a little bit afterwards, but thank you so much. Before you do go, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you for joining us.
Obviously, we're super excited to be a part of the Pride Racer and be able to do that with you guys. And I think this is like just the beginning. We're going to be doing a lot more together. So that's what's exciting about this. And if anything, obviously, we're here for you if you need any help with anything at all. But appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Floatle. That's all I'm gonna say.
That message in your scarf package.
Nice. I loved it. I still have it. It's my post-it right here.
That's
There you go.
amazing.
You were the only one that got one. You were the extra
Feels
special
super
package.
special. Let me tell you. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
All right.
Night.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Take
Espen.
care.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Look at- Tony will do a mix of Eminem, Billy Joel, Kendrick Lamar, and to REO Speedwagon.
Hey,
Wow.
That was Soul Wagon.
So yeah, but it's Speedwagon.
Speedwagon. That sounds like a band sounds like a strain I smoked in college.
I hope it's
Speedwagon.
I hope that's an REO Speedwagon tribute band.
Speedwagon.
Speedwagon.
REO Sweet REI Speedwagon.
Or would it
See,
be
Tom-
my Oreo Speedwagon?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah,
my
Tom mentioned
Oreo
that
Speedwagon.
happens after the match on the way home. That's without voices, so that should sound wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready? I'm ready.
here
I'm
alone.
ready to karaoke.
And I think it's gonna be.
I was trying to hit Bohemian Rhapsody on the way home. Oh god, that's gonna sound terrible. We're gonna try though.
anything-
We're gonna try.
Anything
We'll
with
make
John
sure to
or
tip
Billy
that bus
Joel
driver
is
well.
Usually mine, but yeah, it'll be shreds. Just my vocal cords are shreds after these things. It goes down 2 registers. Everything's in bass. Hey, this is the way we sing.
Oh my
That's how it
god.
goes. I don't know.
Yeah, we do more.
But I'm
time.
excited for this. I'm excited for this away trip.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh.
I didn't hit my usual button to like end the show because we wanted to give a shout out to Authentic Sellout, but we're not done yet though, so I'm like, gonna play.
No, you can play it whenever you want. It's a good song. We'll play
I
that
can
on the
hear
way
my-
back.
I can hear my neighbors taking their trash cans out. Tomorrow's trash day, so like,
Well, it depends because of Memorial Day. It depends on your neighborhood. Like in my neighborhood, there's a lot of people taking trash cans out. They're gonna sit till Thursday because
yeah.
they won't come because
That's
it
what
was a holiday. These silly people.
Revolving fundraising. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm the
Oh.
person bringing my trash cans out half the time early. By the way, it's the one day I always remember and get them out early is like the day that it's on a holiday week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my trash nights are Thursdays, and I forget half the time. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Edco and Waste Management do a good job. They pick up the stuff. They take it away. Usually pretty good. Do a good job.
Yeah.
No complaints. City of San Diego, if you own a home in the city of San Diego, your trash is free. That's a fun statistic. Most people don't know. Pay for a lot of things. Trash
City
is
of Vista,
free.
it is not.
No, most other cities it is not.
It's
That's
not too
why
bad,
fun.
but it's not free.
Dude, I can't
No.
wait for this. So now we got to do karaoke because we're all gonna be singing some stupid shit, and
Oh,
then
yeah, it'll be
Lydia's,
fun.
Lydia's gonna come in and go, "Okay, hi, my name is Lydia Brokoff. I'm gonna be singing the music of the night by Andrew Lloyd Webber."
No, she'll
And
sing.
everyone's just gonna be like, "What the
Actually, I'll
fuck,
do that.
He's gonna
I'll do
sing
that with
Italian
her.
opera.
dude? Music of the night is a like might as well be a freaking opera." She's like,
Yeah.
"I'm just gonna sing something from like Madame Butterfly or something."
Pushing
I remember
He will.
that in like high school.
Don't challenge her. She's got to be drunk though. She's got to be drunk.
Lydia, can you sing Aida? I don't know where you're at. Or are you?
She went inside.
Oh, okay.
That's a musical and a half. That's an operetta and a half.
Yes. Yes. See, look, love music of the night. See,
Here we go.
got it.
This is
Yes.
the music of the night. You have to pause. There's a
The three of us can do Sole Mio too. Like, dude, like, I know a lot about opera. Believe it or not, I was a music major. Keep that in
I
mind.
know you've got the brains there.
I can't sing opera
I
though.
got this stupid voice I can throw
Lydia.
around, but you've got
From what I understand, Lydia can. So
she is. Yeah. Much more legit.
Oh, you're talking about Les Mis? Oh, Lydia knows Les Mis. She'll sing that
Yes,
shit all day.
dude.
Yeah.
Andrew Lloyd Webber. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah.
All of Les Mis.
Oh, she's on her way out. She's on her way.
My grandfather raised me on Les Mis.
She's on her way.
Uh-oh.
I'm
I've
not
been trying to
singing
make-
Madame Butterfly.
Good choice. Don't.
I will not be warmed up enough for that.
That's
After
an
singing
intense
for
one,
90.
That one's intense, isn't it? That one's like super. From what I
You
understand.
sing right now.
No. That's like have to train to learn my.
Yeah.
My
you have
everything.
to work up to that. That's not a like walk in like vocals. Jerry knows this. It's a lot like it's like practice, right? You got to work them up.
It's your chop. You have to work your chops up. Like,
Well, I
Yeah,
can do
exactly.
most vocals, but not that one.
Nah, it's you still have to get the range to kind of jump right.
Hey, I used to have to rope my sister into singing Phantom of the Opera with me, so
Dinosaur.
why would you want to unsee it, Tom?
Very few people have seen. Lydia has a dinosaur onesie that she only gets in when she's very drunk, and it's something that only a few people see.
And it's amazing.
Sounds like
And
a
the
post-show
dinosaur
special.
and the dinosaur sings opera.
True.
Not well, but does.
And I said Bum Jovi. It's got to be Bum Jovi, not Bon Jovi.
You can see. Bum.
damn, look at Tay. How about Bocelli? Dude, Andrea Bocelli is just like.
Unreal.
Very
Huh?
few people can sing like that.
Can the dino come to OC?
The three
Can that
tenors.
be my ride home outfit? Steve can put me to bed.
It's a ride home song after 90 plus of warm up chants during the game. There you go.
Speaking of,
I don't want to
dance during the
unsee it. It's one of my
What was-
favorite things ever.
game, what was your guys' games experiences? Singing, doing stuff. What were you guys doing most of the match? Jerry was leading drums. Kind of. We don't call them capos, right? We're very adverse to not having official capos, but you were capoing.
I think we
You
need
know.
capos. I think we need
Yeah,
capos.
yeah, yeah.
I would say
think-
Kevin was definitely a capo. I would say Sam
Yeah.
was capoing. There's a couple people in the front.
I would
that-
say I was to an extent,
You-
not as
you
much.
started-
True, and I would have
Yeah.
as well, but I was handed flags. That's just what I'm getting to. So yeah,
No.
Yeah.
If we want to do that, I'm always for it. But yeah, it's like I was flagging the whole time. That was some workout. man. Those
you were
flags are-
flagging.
I was
Is that like
flagging
an
it.
act of waving a flag? It's
Yeah, it
flagging.
was flag
Yeah, those
control.
checkered flags that I made are
Huge. Oh my
they're
God.
huge, but they're awesome.
Refill.
And
so
you
good.
wave it for
They're so
20
cool.
minutes, and you go, ow, okay, let me hand this off.
Yeah, I did it the entire game.
Yeah.
Both 45s. So it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. Where I'm going to find somebody else and give them that flag. I will.
Yeah, you got to
delegate
pass
next
it
time.
off.
I wanted to do it for a game. I really
Yes.
did. So
But,
it's my own fault. But yeah, it's they're
Shouts
great.
to Kevin and Sam of Chalos.
Yeah, Sam
they
was
did an
killing it.
incredible job, kind of leading things from the chant side, and I was doing my best to also help. But yeah, huge shouts to them.
And
Those
Sam's
guys are awesome.
somebody I've known since Barcata, and it's been really
Yeah.
cool to watch him grow in the community. From somebody who's played and known
Stop
people and done
yawning,
stuff
you.
to being more of a lotter. No, it was more of a burp, like through my mouth as I was talking.
I know, but you
um,
yawned in the middle of the show. I saw
I
you.
did yawn. I did this though.
Yeah, no, I still saw your eyes. Were
Oh,
like,
you're giving away your secrets, Drew. Now we're always gonna know what that means.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what that was.
But yeah,
no,
those big
they
flags
go-
are hard to wave. It takes
they're
like
so
some
big.
skill to keep them going. Otherwise, they
Oh,
get wrapped
yeah.
in itself.
You don't wear a jacket. If you're gonna start waving one, like take off whatever sweatshirt you have on. You will get some upper body kind of motion going on.
Yeah, and then Abel, you said you I did amazing. I would also shouts to you and all the drummers, Jerry included, Alan,
Incredible.
everybody there, just unreal. All 90. Adrian, who also capoed and drummed, so massive shouts to him too. But yeah, there's a lot of props to be around, and I think we brought it on Saturday.
No joke. Adrian's chant that he came up with,
It's
like,
dope.
all day today. I was like, we are loyal. I'm like, I can't get it out of my
Yeah,
head.
it's good.
Is he loyal? Sha-la-la, la, 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 la. Dude, I was like,
Hey, it's good.
get out of my head.
Yeah.
My
It
biggest
was-
problem is I want to say hey on the second like drum beat, like dun 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 dun. I want to go hey again.
You see the thing.
You're
is
like,
you
hey,
only-
you're like, what?
I was next to
the
him.
thing is, you only say that out of turn once, and then you're like, "Whoa, I'm never doing that again." Because then you're the only person who says it out of turn, and then you like.
No, I
sticks
did
in
it
your
3
head.
times because I wanted to do it. I wanted
Yeah.
there to be 2 hays. I like the hay part so much. I wanted there to be another one, but it's.
And imagine,
you gotta
and
savor it.
okay, so this week we have the away game at Phoenix, and then we go to Orange County, and then we have 2 days rest, 3 days rest, and then we're back at Torero Stadium, and then we have a week, and then we're back at Torero Stadium. So it's gonna be, and then imagine when July hits and we have 4 games in a row. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun summer.
It's gonna be fun.
Our voices are gonna be we're gonna build up to it, guys.
Yeah, I
Get
need
there.
y'all to get on the same page. For those of you that are still here, all 18 of you, get please, like, join in, help me out, because I have a job interview on Friday, and so I'm not gonna be as involved. Hopefully, if I get the job, and I'm hoping to get a job soon.
Well, that's a good thing. I hope so too,
Yeah.
Jerry.
Well, Jerry will still need his voice, like the other days of the week sometimes.
Dude,
so.
Actually, you know what? Oh man, I forgot his name. I feel terrible. I'm gonna remember his name eventually, but there was a gentleman that helped me out, and actually, you all helped me out when I was doing the San Diego We Are.
Yeah.
That's a hard one because immediately after doing it once, my voice is gone.
Oh yeah, you can't. Yeah.
But I started it, and then you guys kept it going, and so I was able to pull back a little bit. And I'm looking at you guys with such, I don't know if you saw that in my face. I was so happy because it was the first.
I couldn't
time
tell.
that- it was the first time that I didn't have to do it all completely by myself. The San Diego part of it, and it was just like it was just beautiful because
Yeah.
everybody was doing it, and that's my favorite part. I get to look up and see everybody, and then we do the San Diego We Are clap, and it looks so good,
Yeah.
so good.
We got to do that a couple more times per game because that one,
Yeah,
really,
and
that
that's-
one really bangs.
Oh,
I feel like we need to do it at least twice every half, so 4
Yeah.
times, and then
I
we're
agree.
so like 6 minute with 19 seconds, and then in the right before maybe the 40th minute or something, and then again in like the 76th minute, and
Nick minute. Yeah.
man, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
No, that's
For sure.
That sounds good.
That was
I
a
thought,
so
I
fun.
thought of that one. I thought of that one earlier, but Kevin and Sammy were on a roll, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna step in. I'm not gonna like step on their toes. They know what they're doing, and then kind of when you I know you were you were next to Kevin, so you're talking to him a little bit more, and then when it kind of broke, I leaned over and I said, Jerry, San Diego, we are, and you're like, I'm already doing it. I'm like, okay, good. This is dope. I was happy that was actually happening.
Because you got to clear the section. You got to get everybody's attention.
For sure,
It is.
yeah.
It's such a
You
hard
gotta
thing.
step
You got to
the
yell
drum,
louder
yeah.
than you've ever yelled in your life.
Listen, I don't know if anybody's
So
listening
good.
right now that actually this affects, but yo, if you're sitting in the back, you need to help us out because that whole entire half, the top
Back
half
section.
of 109, I saw arms folded, crossed, I should say, arms crossed in front of their chest, and some people just staring and not being a part of what we were doing. And
And we'll get there.
I know, but I mean, we have to.
Chance got to trickle up, and I agree with you. I think there's got to be a little more active participation and trying.
Mhm.
But I think eventually, as the words work their way up, it's easier for them the people who are naturally inclined to be in the back will learn more. So just like Taylor, So I think we had QR codes, but I think it might make more sense to do some printouts in the future. We're gonna work a little bit on that stuff, but Yeah,
just murder trees. That's fine.
for sure.
I just have to throw this out there as we're talking about
I
that.
tried with the QR code.
well,
It's hard.
but-
It's hard because you don't want to be staring
It
at
is
your
hard.
phone either. Yeah. You want
It is
something
hard.
you can just whip out. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so here's my thing with this, because I think I said this to Jason. Jason was like, "Well, this is."
And I
good."
totally agree when he brought it up to me. Jason said, I was like, whatever Jerry says goes, because you want to have people in that front engaged for sure. Yeah.
Yes. So like it's difficult because you have to find that, and that you have to find like a balance, and it's really tough. And I appreciate, Drew, that you did that. But we also want to make sure that, again, the balance is, it's just going to be very difficult. The
is.
best thing that I can say is it feels more organic if you're going there and you're like asking us, hey, what are these lyrics? And then we tell you, or you come to viewing parties, or you come to drum circles and you learn them with us. It makes more sense that way, rather
Yeah.
than looking at your phone and trying to sing along with us. I mean, we are in a new age, and I guess it's a little different, so it's changing. So I'm a little bit more open to that. The QR code, I think that idea was great, because at least people will have the website and they know that it's actually on our website, so they can go back and look at it and be like, yo,
Yeah.
this is what I was missing out on. So that is good. But Jason came at me with like putting it in the front. I was like, no, the people that are up here better freaking know these songs.
Yeah, and even
that was
Miguel,
my
like
approach,
chant
like,
books.
no.
I get you. Like we could distribute all we want, but like at the end of the day, you're not like the first Timbers games I went to. I didn't know the chants. You listen and you stare really intently at the capo, or you listen for like, what are they saying? What's the word there? And maybe you'll look up a little bit. And it's easier, especially if you are not a native Spanish speaker, right, with some of these chants, and you don't get that. It's a little bit easier, obviously, to see it on the paper and see how it looks. But I will say, in terms of, and both goes each ways, right? In terms of, learning certain chants, even in English, sometimes with the Timbers, it's really hard to know what those words are that they're saying in a certain part. So it always, is something you want to go back and look at. But part of this is you're not going to know it the first time. You're not going to be perfect if you haven't been coming to drumming circles or watch parties. I'm sorry. I can't tell you you're going to be perfect, or that we're going to fill you in 100%. You have to show up and put the time in to know what the chants are.
Perfect.
And even
Yeah,
I'm still learning them too. Sorry, Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I would say that's what I was gonna say. You got to put the time, and you have to want to learn them, right? Like it's like actively like listen for them. If you're sitting in the back and you're like, oh, well, I can't hear it, and oh, whatever, like move up. There was space, move up and learn it. You got to learn the chants.
You can always
And also,
come down.
I want to make sure shouts to Kevin and Chavos De Loyal for a lot of the lyrics and a lot of the new chants.
Amazing.
Because that's one of the things that we from last year. From last year was, we did go deep into the AO playbooks, and that's something that I wanted to avoid, but something that we kind of leaned back on just because we had 6 months and it was kind of like such a hard sprint. But Kevin and Chavos have really brought a huge like musical aspect and like such a different angle to this. And I couldn't appreciate them more. And, we've talked about a lot on this podcast and as a supporters group that there's no competition. There's no, hostility, none of that. It's all a family, and I'm so happy of what they've brought. So massive shouts to them, because they have brought a huge needed aspect to this culture that we're building.
I'm happy to report that I was worried from where I'm at, because I'm with the drums. I was thinking the drums are going to overpower the chants.
Yeah.
No, go back and listen, watch the game and listen. It's actually really, really clear that we are loud as hell, and that you can hear our voices, and the drums are clean, dude. Like I'm listening to it, I'm just like overwhelmed with happiness, because as I'm watching the match, you can hear us the entire match, the entire thing. You can hear the drums specifically, and you can hear the chants themselves. Like it went great, and I think that we have a very good foundation right now. It's only going to get better. So, yeah, Abel is saying. So Abel is the VP for the Chavos. So for Los Chavos, SG
And
team
a super cool guy, generally.
and he's awesome, and he's a fantastic drummer.
Yeah.
He was doing some like fillings where it's like "Drum," that I was like, damn.
And I stood in front of him for like most of the game, and I kept looking back at him like, am I in your way? And he's like, no, don't worry about it. And I'm like, I feel bad.
Dude, he's so good.
Yeah. No, it was awesome.
I think one discussion that we'll
get better
soon is that we need to organize the drums a little bit more. we might put the drums in the middle of the section. We'll
what I was
talk
thinking
about
of.
that a little bit more. And then the
Just gonna
cap
say
in
that.
the front. So the capo, so Kevin would still be in the front along with everybody else that leads chants, like Steve, Drew, all of you guys in the front, drummers in the middle, and then we can control the back a little bit more. Just some stuff that we're going to be working on, I think. So yeah, it's just a process. I mean, this is our second time at
100%.
Aero officially, third, but
Kind of.
for like
Third.
you know, really officially the first time with Chavos as a supporter group, with Chavos de Loyo, like as a group.
And their songs
being
and
a part.
their announcement. Yeah, that was
Dude,
what was
and their
so cool.
songs like add so much to it. So
It was so fun to see them at just shout out to them just generally as a group, like seeing them at Coronado
definitely.
beforehand and toasting and kind of going through what we went through the match.
Yeah, that was cool.
On March 7th to say like, hey, here's our first match where we're announcing ourselves to the league as the locals, right? The Chavos, Los Chavos, and that way we're doing that, that night. So it was
I'm glad you
cool
brought
to
that
see
up, yeah.
in terms of them as a group kind of coming to fruition and going through the whole process of not only saying, hey, we're a group, but also finding people and growing this community, especially in a way that we couldn't, right? We were more stuck than most to say, hey, we grew our community. We did a bit off, online here, but it's really hard when you're not able to meet up in person. And Chavos have done a great job of that, even through the pandemic, of growing and figuring out what their community is and what it looks like coming up. So shout out to everybody who's been leading that and reaching out, because it is so hard to do right now that I'm really impressed with in terms of the songwriting, the melodies, the lyrics, and then just the community again of the people. That every time we're having an event,
don't cry, Drew. Don't cry.
Everybody show up. No, they're all showing up.
No, own it, Drew. Own it.
Is it a burp? Gas? What is that? You're not yawning, right?
It was a little bit. No, it was a little bit of tears, a little bit of burp. Not gonna lie. It's bad.
Burp, tears, it's beers. It's
I
beer.
love these people so much because I've seen them in different facets, and seeing them now lead a supporters group and come up with this stuff is so cool to see it come together. So
For
shout
sure.
out Abel, shout out Sam, shout out Kevin.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up their toast they did at Coronado, because we kind of rolled in there, and I kind of came over and said hi, and they put their arm around us and said, I want you to stay for this. And afterwards we stayed and they did their kind of like Chavos toast, and it was really cool to see that. And then afterwards I got to kind of talk to Kevin a little bit and Abel and everybody. They were like, really glad you were here. It was really special for you guys to be here. And so yeah, like we said, and Drew, you said it well, like their first kind of match as an organized group. And again, I'm really proud to have them at our side and to grow this together. So really looking forward to this entire season.
Check this out too. Where is it? Hey, there.
Oh yeah,
so good.
I'm in the smoke.
Look how good we look, man. Like, Jesus.
You're in the smoke, Drew? Yeah,
I'm
you are.
behind Jerry, so see where the flagpole goes into, and then
You can barely see me, and then
I'm waving that big checkered flag. It's
Yeah,
right
yeah.
in Hunter's face.
you know what's funny? Is my wife's like, you can't see me because of the smoke. I was like, yeah, you can. And I zoomed in, and it was just smoke right above my.
Yeah, she's right behind me. Yeah.
Yeah, right behind you.
Yeah, I kept looking around to be like, I'm not whacking you with the pole, am I? Just making sure.
This just makes me so happy because this is season ticket holders, guys. Like, this is technically only people that
really want to be there.
that really want to be there. That whole top section, I think, really wanted to get cheap tickets. Now we need to make sure that they know what that section is expected to.
Yes.
Craig Elston talked about this on his podcast. He's got his.
Did he really?
They have their Padres hot tub, and that's
Oh, yeah,
their big podcast.
I want
But
to
if
talk
you
about that.
subscribe to their Patreon, you'll get their banter podcast as well. And on their banter podcast, they talk about more life topics, things that are important. John's house, renovation, stuff like that. Craig talked about the loyal win and being with the locals specifically, and being part of Chavos as well, but he was saying that he really, it's what he does here is so cathartic because not being a soccer's guy, he does all the marketing. He's so heady, calling games. He's so, what am I doing minute to minute, that at this game, he just gets to check out and be a supporter. And he said, he's like, I don't watch the match. He was trying to explain to John in a sense of, we were the difference, right? We were what helped Corey push that ball over the line, right? And that's 100%. Generally how he felt. And I feel the same way. And he was saying that you give up, right, part of yourself, part of your experience, so that others can have an experience, as well as the players in the field know that we're behind them and that we're supporting them. It's different than being a fan. I was describing that to someone. John understands it, and he's watched soccer for a number of years, but it was funny to hear their inner take. So shout out to those guys. But I think that it is one of those things, right, where it's finding people who and somebody commented in our Discord for that group, for our Padres group, that said, wow, I don't know if I want to sit in the supporter section. That sounds miserable to me. And I said, like, you know what? It is work. Like,
It is.
you know, like,
It's a commitment.
hey, like, and I said, you know what? You can always join. You can always be a part of it. You know, life hack. You can join and sit in a different section if you really want to. We're never going to hold that against you. But at the same time, there is a certain element to being a supporter that is giving up that part of your game. And as Craig said, if you really love the game, go back and watch it. You know,
But you're not gonna, and you're not gonna be able to meet the same people in other places.
Exactly.
You know, that's like my
It's
thing.
not
You know,
the same.
Guys, there's a fucking sign in the beginning of our section
yeah.
that tells you
you are entering the local section. Yeah.
Stand and sing for 90 minutes.
tells you
That's
what
the
to
first thing it
expect.
says. It's stand and sing for 90 minutes.
Yeah, what I mentioned about Craig's podcast was when he was talking about at the beginning of the last episode. I was listening to it earlier when I was mowing the lawn. He was talking about how, Loyal we pushed the club over the edge, and he's like, imagine if the Padres had a supporter section. I was like, oh
Right.
my
They
god,
talk about this all the
You
time
know?
in their podcasts, and I love
Yeah.
it. I'm like, oh yes,
love
let's
it.
go.
yeah,
Yeah, and baseball's
baseball,
just, it's not quite there yet, but you watch the World Baseball Classic, you'll see, oh, look at Jerry just pulling the beer in right from the can.
that was pretty good, Jerry.
I got to meme that one.
Sorry,
But
dude.
yeah,
Go ahead.
But
Go
no,
ahead.
you watch like the Dominican, you'll watch Cuba, and you'll watch they'll have these incredible like supporters type sections at their games because their passion for the sport and their country is so real, right? And that's the way they know how to express it, through this game, through this sport that they've seen how to express that before. And it's natural, within their culture to do it that way, with drums, with flags, with sounds. And I think that for us as quiet Americans at our sporting event, at least in baseball terms, that's always been something that's shocked people to say, oh, let's create noise. Number one, at baseball games, that's didn't come around till the 70s and 80s to begin with. And so now to say like, oh, let's like actually have people consistently creating a vibe. To a lot of baseball purists, it puts them off, but I think to a lot of people who see both cultures, right, and a lot of people who are obviously in this group who are big Padres fans, as well as just fans of baseball in general, Taylor's a fan of the Giants, would love to see this, I'm sure, in terms of what's going on, and obviously the Dodgers would have a super vibrant supporters group as well, I'm sure, and so it'd be really fun to see those go back and forth and see what that looks like in terms of clubs, if that ever could come to fruition. But that'd be something I'm super interested in, and they do talk about on their podcast every once in a while. I think almost every like 5 or 6 episodes they bring that up, Steve, where they're like, what if baseball had supporters groups? And I'm always like, yes, I'm not going to lead it, but somebody, I'll join.
They said, Tom. Tom, I've never seen you sit at a soccer game. I've seen you stand in the back with me and make shit jokes. This match,
And there are stories to tell about
pretty
Tom
sure-
and soccer games.
so I'm pretty sure Tom was like making jokes and saying stuff, and I'm so focused on making sure the drums are going okay that I told him, I was like, at some point I was like, I'm not listening to you. I'm here. And he goes, oh, okay. As Tom would, and then he's just like, hey Tom Blick, you'll listen to me, and then I kept going. But I'm over here like, dude, I don't even give a shit what you're telling me right now. Like, I'm right here, right now. And Tom's like making jokes, like, did he say? And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. And then one of those, like, oh, okay. That was it. It was just like, but it's fantastic to see, Tom in his natural habitat.
100%.
You went to go pee.
I saw Tom waving that one of those checkered flags for a good 30 minutes too. And
Dude, he got so excited because the smoke went up like through the. Who was talking about the flag? He's like, "Did you see that? The smoke in the flag?" And I was like, "No, I'm right here. I don't know what you're talking about, dude." He was so excited about it. He's still here, so I'm pretty sure he'll tell me right now.
yeah, I'm sure he will.
Every once in a while, you get fan chants at baseball games. Very
There's
rarely.
a chance, but it ain't the same. It ain't the same.
Leo sections normally.
That's true. That's true. So in the past, when I've been capoing here in San Diego, or when those guys they try to fuck with me and just try to distract me. And I was like you know, if you're focused, usually I'm with my megaphone trying to, you know, capo the match, and they're just trying to distract me. And while I love them, I also hate them.
Okay, so
Yeah, good question.
yeah, so something that we for those of you, the 14,
You can take this. Yeah.
14 people, yeah, I'll
Good.
take it. I mean, you can add to this. So we are not allowed smoke bombs into the stadium. We cannot. we just
Fire
can't-
marshal. It's the fire
Fire
marshal.
marshal, and it's USD as well. And so whatever smoke, and I'm sure you guys have seen like the green and orange that came from the first match, that was put together and it had to be put together by the club. And so it's coming. We have asked them and said, hey, we need this. We do our own thing, and it's right now like I don't like it. The guys are saying it's better than nothing, and I would say, yeah, I agree.
It is.
Now, after watching it now, it's better. It is definitely better than nothing. But the look at I'm talking about smoke.
I'm bringing the smoke.
So we are looking at having some smoke in the 19th. The 19th.
Yep.
Dave?
Yeah.
19th in the following game, the 7-3.
Yep.
I don't know emojis. So the first two matches, starting with the 19th at home, are going to be. We're gonna have a couple of smoke bombs, but just so you guys know, we have had conversations with the club. This is something that the club is helping us with, and it is completely controlled, and it is done by a professional. So
Yes.
not only are we not in control of it, it is also very, very fucking expensive.
You need a
Yeah.
pyrotechnic
So you-
license.
The pyrotechnic.
The state
Very-
of California license.
By the way, I was
Yeah,
like,
so when you see,
again, we can't. None of us. It's not worth it for any of us to do.
yeah, so when you see Banditos in Phoenix, or you see other groups across the country kind of having that, that's a they don't live in California thing, and where their fire marshals don't care. Also, Arizona, nothing burns there, so
Nothing burns there. Everything is dry.
that's what I'm saying. You can't let anything on fire.
Everything's already burnt.
Yeah, but we have tried to do the smoke bomb thing here, and we got a pretty hard no from many chains in the ladder. This was from last year, and yeah, so like Jerry said, we have relit the flame of could we do some smoke bombs in the beginning parts of the season. I think there's some bigger matches later in the season we have targeted as well. We want it. It's just it has to be chosen carefully. So yeah, how we do it now is with the white is suboptimal, but it is what it is.
We wish we could add color. We can't. To Steve's point as well, he kicked ass last year, and he wrote literally like a 5 to 10 page diagram.
I did, actually.
Just after 5 pages that it was.
But
No, it was like 9
It
pages,
literally
I think.
was like, here's what we would do. Here's our entire
Yeah.
safety protocol. Here's how we would handle it. Here's our auxiliary dousing site for
They wrote
a
a technical document.
smoke. Like, it was a technical document. It went through all of it. We came to the club and we said, we can do this. We will be very observant. We will have fire trained people. We will train specifically the people. We will pay to do this. And they were like, nah, you need a pyrotechnic license. So, and it's not them, it's USD. It is the state of California. Part of this is fire laws and the fire marshal, right? It comes down to municipalities. And again, the fire brigade is telling us they don't want to deal with this shit. We kind of have to say it's you know, it's their choice. But at the end of the day, it's not from a lack of trying. I will say Steve has gone above and beyond, as well as our director of operations, Jason, at kind of breaking this down and making sure that if we were ever given the opportunity in a scenario where we could, we would be able to do that. It is just unfortunate that our state is so fire prone, as we all know. And that's something that, as I watched half my neighborhood burn down as a kid, you know, I hope nobody else. I did Scripps Ranch.
Seriously?
I watched half of my childhood street. Luckily, my parents did. It's a funny
Jeez.
story. One of my neighborhoods,
Funny
as a kid who was
story.
my best friend, he smoked pot in the canyon that was next to our house as a kid.
No.
Caused arson. This is in like 7th grade, earlier than you should be smoking pot. Than most people. And so he burned down a little bit of the forest there, got caught with arson, did 100 hours of community service, something like the $100,000 fine or something like that, or hours of community service, did all of that, But when that great fire came in 2003 and burned down Moses Scripps Ranch, the Cedar Fire, it did not burn that lower part of our street. Actually, I watched on camera as my neighbor's house, who I used to carpool with to school, her house burned to the ground, about 6 or 7 up from ours. So it's like, it happens to everybody. It is doesn't happen to everybody. It is a sad reality of our lives here that fire is an issue. So it's to me, I've always seen why. To say that point, it's sad, but it is. I see why. So we try. We're working on it. Not to bring it down, but like I'm just saying, you guys kick ass at making this work and trying to make it work. And again, if it's enough to hide my face in these group shots, the smoke's working. It's pretty thick smoke. You can't even see me through the thing there, so it's good.
Look at Taylor. Yeah. Okay, dude.
Yeah, so I commented, but I
Let's do it. I'm in.
Let's go then.
I actually
Give a
looked
lap.
into this. I looked into this last year, and
You know,
I'm pretty sure if we put dye in the machine, it will color every piece of fabric it touches that same color.
Including Drew, like all of it. Like I was just
Are they
enveloped in this
already?
smoke.
Anybody wearing a white kit will no longer be white.
already?
Yes, I think I tested this out.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
That's crazy.
I did. It was not part of my technical document, but I did test that out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Tom. So to Tom's point, as I held the same flag,
That's pretty
after the
dope.
second half that
That's
he held,
sick.
that flag you see kind of behind Steve there, if you're watching the live stream. So I'm holding it there, but Tom was holding it in the first half, and I was holding the orange one for the first half. But if you watch if you watch the smoke come up the pole, it's really cool. It looks like the pole's smoking, like a new pope has been elected. There we go. Taylor's got it.
White
Just
smoke.
wear the white kit, green smoke, greenish blue smoke. We all stand there.
Was it black, Drew? Because it's like different. It has to be a different color smoke for the Pope to be elected. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's true. It was not black. It was white. They had not elected a new pope. They were going through another round of voting. That's right.
Black is the.
Yeah.
I should know these things. I'm trying to go to Italy soon. I should probably learn.
Oh,
about
really?
popes early.
Because when you go, there's gonna be a new pope.
Yeah, I watched Europe. That's how it works. Right?
Of course.
Where are we at now?
Of course.
Oh man, I was trying to get that picture up here, but I can't, Steve.
Which picture? The one of Duffy?
The New Zealanders, the Kiwis.
Oh yeah, that's a good picture.
I sent it to you.
I
Don't you have
know-
an app? Don't you have a Mac? Isn't it already like all on there?
Yeah,
It is, but then you have to go into the
Oh,
library,
weird.
and then it has to load, and then you have to bring
Oh.
it down.
No.
Yeah, I've never had a Mac computer.
You have to wait.
sorry, Steve.
Macs are great. Sometimes
You
you
better
just
be
gotta
sorry.
wait.
Sorry that you're broke, Mister.
White smoke is that they've
I-
elected. me, but there you go.
I use my company laptops for all this stuff, which I have a nice laptop right now, so I ain't complaining.
Yeah. So Steve's company is just listening when it goes. Eh.
That's my internet.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, guys, guess what? Is he here right now? Nick,
What?
are you here? Classic Max, he's here. Are you ready? There you go.
Nick
Do,
Minute.
do, 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 do.
Nick Minute.
Look at that.
Hey,
Oh,
I was
he-
just hanging
Who's
out
the
in
model?
Civil
Who's the
section.
model? Come on, who's the model? He's married. Nick Minute.
Yeah.
Who's-
I was just hanging out yet in the sport of second. That sounds way more Australian. Sorry.
Dude, I feel like
Hey, bro. I was just hanging out here in
Dude,
the
I-
sport section.
they're
having a great time.
twins. They're fucking twins, dude. Look at
Oh,
them.
see
They
this?
are.
So look at over his left shoulder, underneath the flag,
hate
and I'm just staring jealously.
Oh
at
my
Nick
God,
taking
Drew.
this picture. Because I saw Hunter coming out of the bathroom and I never said hi. I was like, oh, I should have said hi. Now I'm over here, and I stood next to Nick for the entire first half. So I was like, maybe I should have stayed there. To be fair, when I moved, we scored. So I should have moved. There was never a doubt, but it was funny. Good
Accent lessons.
Oh,
yeah.
no, this one. No, stop it, Drew. Stop.
I'm not going to let you show it.
I'm so happy I don't have control. I don't care.
I put it back up. I might have to give you accent lessons. Yeah. Talk like you're from the bush there. Yeah. He's hating every minute of this.
Oh my god.
Somebody screen.
Yeah, he did. He did this shit when they scored. I remember turning
Yeah, he said
around.
that. And it's Mark Lynn holding the
That's
the
true.
flag there. What's up, Mark Lynn?
So we saw Nick on Sunday as well, and he kept saying Tucker because Tucker was at the party we were at, and everybody kept thinking he said taco. Everybody's like, "This guy's name is Taco."
Yeah, Tucker.
It was great. Happy birthday, Kim! By the way, happy birthday, Kim.
Your birthday, Kim.
Yeah, it was Sunday, but happy birthday.
So Nick was at the Nick was at the party?
Yeah.
Man, I'm so sad I didn't get to go now. Just to hang out with Nick. You guys, whatever. But Nick,
No,
Yeah.
Nick was. We were hanging. We were there late.
I fucking love Nick, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Nick lives close there, so that's
Yeah, he was. I think he was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
walk home. I don't know what happened. But
Oh,
nice.
we left because it hit like 9:30 and Bryce was way past his bedtime and it was time to go.
Hey Nick, can you come on the show right now? Send me your email,
He can drive over.
for a little bit.
10 minutes.
Before we call it 11:11. My wish is for Nick to come on the show right now.
Oh, me too. Damn. I'm getting the beer.
I just drove
Oh,
home.
we just your home. Shh.
It was a bloody great time, mate. That's English.
That's
not-
how Jerry. I want to hear your New Zealand accent. Everybody wants to rip on me.
No, I
At
do
least
not
I'm-
have a New Zealand accent. Dude, the only person that
I'm in the
learned,
right continent at least.
the only person that I learned any sort. Oh yes, we got him, y'all. Hold on,
Got him.
we got him.
Is that what that ding was?
Yes. Hold
Okay,
on.
so we're gonna do a thing where Nick says something that Drew tries to imitate him, right?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's fucking do it. Hold on. I'm sending it to him right now. Nick, check your email, dude. Right? Look. It's a lot of F's in your last name and a lot of E's. Okay, got it. Sent. Okay, check your email right now, Nick. EE.
F&E.
Look at Drew drinking water.
Babysitting Bryce.
Trying to
Who is Nick?
class
Oh yeah, Nick was great with Bryce.
Nick's about that,
Bryce.
bro.
Bryce.
You need to have some churn.
little boys.
Let's go.
Jerry saying German words.
words? Like what? What German words? What are you talking about, Taylor?
Taylor
Taylor.
speaks some German.
Give me some German.
I
Bros.
don't have any German.
That's
My
the
last
only
name is
one I know.
German, but I don't know words.
I only know one. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
On the
Ladies and
left.
gentlemen,
We got to get Taylor on too then.
after hours.
Stuttgart.
After hours. Here we go. Are you ready?
Nick Manette. Bow, bow, bow.
I've just realized that I have you guys on the TV. I'm going to turn it off so I don't hear myself.
Hearing yourself is the worst.
It's the worst because then I can actually hear my accent.
Yeah. He was telling me the other day. He went
No,
to a
no
party.
yawning.
No yawning. Stop
I
that.
was a burp. It was a burp.
Ah, burps are
Get
okay.
off. Get off the
Don't
camera.
be-
I made half a prop. I made most of a prop up here tonight. No, jeez. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Welcome.
Nick.
You were
Oh,
saying
Nick
the other day
Minute.
that you can hear your accent, like when you were talking to other people and you heard it recorded back. You were like, "Holy crap!" I thought you thought
Yeah.
like you're passing for Southern California at this point.
I'm like,
you don't.
that's what I sound like? Ew, gross. That's what you guys hear? That's what you guys hear when I open my big mouth?
I'm miles off. I'm not even
Why
playing.
do you guys hang out with me?
Where is this?
Your accent's okay, but you are cool. You're cool.
Yes, it is.
Shout-
I appreciate it.
It
Shout-
is Southern California vibes, regardless of the vocal intonation.
German
So
word.
don't worry about it.
I'm getting
Scheiße.
texts from my wife right now telling me off.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's
why-
too loud.
Whoa. Oh, no.
That's why I'm outside.
Your wife is she's an angel.
Yes.
and we all.
She can't hear you, Jerry. You're not going to get any brownie points.
No, I'm just letting you know. I
To be
mean,
fair, her brownie points are really good, and Jerry did not get some at the
Yeah, you
night
didn't get
before
any- you didn't come to the
bonfire.
bonfire,
She
bro.
did bring some actual brownie.
Oh yeah, those were delicious.
They were delicious. So
Hold
shout out
on.
Capri, gracias.
Nick, say Schalke.
Schalke?
Schalke.
I can't
Schalke.
fucking-
Schalke?
Well, Nick,
Like
tell
it's
me the story that you were in Germany. You were there, right?
I was in Germany. I
Yeah.
was I went to Munich. I went to Bayern, and and then I caught the train to Salzburg, Austria, where I met my lovely wife on the train.
So you met her in Austria, and
You're
she's from San Diego.
in Austria? Yeah. What?
Yeah. So we were
That's
both
gnarly.
traveling.
Yo, she does
And
not
we
look
just-
Canadian though. She definitely looks European.
she
Yeah, I
looks
thought she was a
Austrian.
German. I thought the first words I said to her were in German, so it was like, "Hey, what's the next stop?" And then she's like, "Oh, I don't speak German." I'm like, "Cool, neither do I."
we can speak now.
Thank God.
I'm like, "Thank you," because I've just used my extent of German.
And you're like, you remember Sound of Music, right? Because that's the only thing I know about Salzburg. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, that's like a really good conversation to lead because then it's like super non-threatening because it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this guy's into musicals. He's not going to murder me."
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
let's
God, you're
talk
talking about Sound of
Julius
Music?
Caesar.
We were singing that on Sunday.
No, yeah, that's why I grew up on Sound of Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's why I was going to. We were both going to Salzburg to like do all the Sound of Music stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good time.
On
I'd
a
happily
train
go
like a
back.
love
It's a
movie.
good toin. Good toin.
You can tell
Yeah.
your wife you were
It was a
telling
dark,
strangers about
stormy
your-
night. It was.
Yeah.
It was raining outside.
Mm.
This used to be pretty cool. Those are my favorite nights.
Dude,
Thinking of Nigeria.
I just, I mean, we've already told you this, Nick, but like, dude, it's so awesome to have like an outside perspective, somebody that is new to San Diego to be a part of this. It's so
fun.
refreshing and it's so great because, dude, like literally, it feels when you come to like a match and we're watching with you, it feels like you've been a part of this from the beginning. Like, and I know that you kind of have because you've been following, Loyal even before you were in San Diego, but
Mm-hmm.
now looking at and at where we are and then you coming in, it just feels right. It feels like you've been here, dude. Like it's so crazy how you fit into the community and to what we're doing here, and it's awesome. I'm just so
It's
glad to
refreshing,
know you,
for
Nick.
sure.
Like, seriously,
Oh, dude.
seriously.
Ditto, mate. Ditto.
And I'm so glad that you have a wife that actually allows you to hang out with us.
It's a big deal, right? It's a big part of it.
Because
I know.
there's some people true that don't have don't get to hang out with us too often. So it's
Hey.
just-
Well, Drew's wife and my wife are becoming friends,
just
so,
fucking with you,
so
dude.
that Drew and I can hang out without you, Jerry.
Yeah, that was
oh
the plan.
wow,
He's like my next door
I'm
neighbor,
Drew.
basically.
I'm not Jerry.
Well, I thought the plan was to
Jerry.
get them to hang out, Nick, and then you don't notice that we're gone. And then
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not Jory. I'm not
Yeah.
Jory.
I'm
Jerry.
not Jerry. I'm
Jerry.
Jerry.
Jerry. That's better.
he's Jerry.
That's how you say it, Nick.
Jerry.
That's how you say it.
Jeez.
That's how you say
You
it.
wear him around his neck. He's so small. You take him, you put him around your neck, and then you have him like a Jerry.
I'm like, dude, if you do that, I'm like a fucking, I'm a turtleneck. I'm just like, holding on to you.
So
He's-
Nick,
Like
tell the
the
story of how.
Dawson's.
I'm a backpack and a turtleneck, and you're wearing a turtleneck and a backpack at the same time. Oh fuck it.
So tell the story how you and Hunter connected.
I just flicked him a message on Instagram and I said, "Hey, hello Kiwi. It's cool having another New Zealander in San Diego." And then he was like, "Oh, for real?" And he just like randomly came up and I found a hand on my shoulder and I turned around and it was him. He's like,
Yeah.
"I'm so glad you messaged me." And
No
I
way.
was-
So is
yeah.
that so? Tell me about this. So was it you that actually got those guys to come up, or were they
No,
like,
I think
"No,
he-
we're gonna hang out"?
They were up there. They were up and walking around. They bumped into Paul.
I
And
saw
then Paul
that.
was like, "Hey, I have somebody that you need to go talk to." I know. He's like, "I know Nick," and then Hunter was like, "Oh, I know Nick too, via Instagram."
Holy shit!
So he came down and
He's a great connector.
yeah.
Dude, he is. Paul is like a fantastic connector.
He's so good.
It was
Oh my
great.
God, yeah.
His
One of my favorite
social media of the game was quality as well.
Yeah, look,
He
freaking Paul's right here. He's like just laughing.
people. I think he invented Instagram.
I'm so
low-key.
awesome.
He just doesn't tell anybody. He's so good.
That is
But-
rad.
That's so yeah, because I saw them interacting in line for the bathrooms and talking a little bit, and I was like, I wonder what that's about. And then yeah, it was so cool to see that kind of interaction take place. And that's where I was mean mugging in the picture, not
Steve.
really. I think I was just exhausted, but it was
Email
so cool to
Tay.
see you guys. When I saw that happen, I was like, oh, that's perfect. It's so cool.
Email Tay.
I did.
And
Done.
flag credit to Marklin as well. He was holding the flag for me.
Yeah.
He like
You
just
got-
grabbed it out of my bag and like put it over me. It was
Well, and
like,
Anthony came up
tucked
too, so
away
it
in my
wasn't just
bag.
it wasn't just
My
Hunter
beak.
and having them both up there and yeah, you big. Put in my big.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is exactly it right here with Tom. Remember, someday it will be normal to hang out with Duffy, and him being the Kiwi won't be unique to us anymore. It'll just be normal day with the boy. I
And then
think
you guys won't want to hang out with me anymore.
why?
That's not true. No, you're too good with Bryce. You're too good with Bryce. You're always gonna be
Yeah.
around.
I'm your babysitter now.
With Brycey. With Bryce.
I like hanging. I like bringing you, I like rolling with you because then people don't notice I'm as weird. That's what I like. So it's
That's-
like when
Appreciate
that
it.
stops happening and people start noticing I'm weird again, then we got to get another weird person in here just to mix it up. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, that's like a big step up, right? Like going from being in the military in New Zealand to now being the broke off babysitter. That's a
Yeah.
unlimited
movie-
career path.
There's a movie about The Rock, I think, about this, where he's
No, dude. No, I appreciate you. That was a
It
good
fun.
time.
It was
yeah,
it was a lot
Steve.
of
I'm
fun.
here for you to fucking
I don't mean to make fun of you too much, but it's hard to resist.
I can take it. Just
Good.
give me all
Good.
the
Just
band.
just give it back with your impression of American accents. It's pretty good.
Oh,
I feel like this is that's the sound that's gonna be just like when somebody's coming in, like, hey, there's 4 of us. Hey!
All right,
You're-
German word. Let's go.
Tay-zoned.
Oh, fucking beard,
So-
dude. What the hell is this?
His beard is amazing, and when he shaves his beard and he leaves the mustache, that's even better.
Oh,
It's coming. So for Orange County, it'll be a mustache because
Oh.
I'm almost tempted to shave this off right now.
It's I bet that's
right now on
gotta be
camera.
so rough.
On camera.
I
on
looked. I
camera.
looked last.
On camera.
Ooh, on camera. Oh shit! How about next Tuesday?
All right.
After hours.
Dude, look
After
at
hours next Tuesday.
Premiere
All right.
event. We'll book you in.
Look, we
5
got the
minutes
nice
in
like
after
white
hours,
people
we'll be
photo wall back there. White people
Oh,
photo wall.
yeah. Look at the
With-
experience that
with
I've
prime
had that I
spots
had
for our dog Venture. Rest his soul.
Oh,
R.I.P.
oh, R.I.P. Though.
don't make this sad, Tay Tay.
I know what the
Hey.
hell. Here,
I
Hold
make
on.
you sad, so you realize that you're still human.
Yeah, good
And
point.
then
You
Nick
have to have
Minute.
experiences.
All right, German words. Let's go. German words.
Jerry, I just loved the first time you
The Germans are here.
It's my 4th favorite beer.
Watch
after
out, the Germans
Who's
are
on the
coming.
next one.
Beer.
Wunschwagen, Becks, und Becks.
Bullshit.
No, so-
Entschuldigung.
I need to calm you guys down. It's Jerry saying the name of Schalke, and he calls it
Yeah.
Schalke, and I just love it
Rough. That's
because
rough.
Jerry gives me shit when I say Spanish words wrong. Because he should. Because everyone should correct everyone to teach them how to speak the language better, right?
Schalke. Schalke?
Yeah.
Schalke.
Schalke.
Now,
Schalke.
Try. Now try
Gilles
Borussia
Brugge.
Mönchengladbach.
It's fucking German, so it's Schalke. You have to sound like you're gonna kill somebody every time.
No, you don't. You don't have to, not like you're gonna kill them, but like if they said something wrong, you might stab them. It's not
Yeah.
direct
Oh.
threat. but It's like
See, Mr. Bond?
just-
bird threat. That's the key.
Yeah.
Medium
So,
violence.
Tay,
Yeah.
Tay, do you say Bayern Munich or do you say München?
It depends on who I'm talking to.
Mm.
And that's the thing is, Germans aren't that particular. Actually, they're like, oh, if you say
No.
Bayern Munich, they're like, oh, but you know who we are. That's nice.
Ah.
We're really chill. We just try and take over everything. It's great.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Poland is like just our new backyard. It's very nice.
It's totally fine. Don't worry about
Okay.
They're really chill about their language, though. They really don't like care.
The most annoying thing is like if you're in Germany and you're like trying to work on your German and you say something like slightly wrong, not even like egregiously wrong, just slightly wrong. They're like, oh, you are American. It's okay. We speak English to you. I was like, well, goddamn it, I was trying, buddy.
Hit him with the buddy. That's how you know you're really mad.
Not Byron Munchkin.
Yeah.
Hey
So-
man,
so-
I'm trying,
Iron Man.
buddy.
So Nick, my question to you is: you were in Germany and you were speaking German.
Jared.
Do they know you're from New Zealand? Do you have a New Zealand accent when you speak German?
I have a poor German accent, so probably sounded horrendous.
Bayern München.
Guten Tag. Guten
Nick,
Tag.
Wie viele Deutsch sprachst du?
And the Byron.
Guten Tag, bro.
That's really bad.
Sprechen Sie wenig Deutsche?
Yeah, that
But
was the point.
I will say this. So we were in Germany, and finally the point where Ashley actually realized I kind of knew what the fuck I was doing is we were at a Hertz car rental in Heidelberg, and I refused the insurance completely in German. I spoke to them in German, told them I don't want the insurance. I already have my insurance through Allianz, through my fucking car rental company. And she's like, oh shit, Taylor, you actually do speak German. I just thought you were bullshitting most of the time. I was like, dude.
That's when she fell in love with you. That was it.
There you
Well,
go.
she was already
You know,
married
this
to me at
isn't-
that point. But
Yeah,
yes, it was
but
when
you
she
know,
fell in love
marriage
with me.
is.
And then you drove her to Salzburg.
Insurance.
Where romance happened.
Insurance deals.
That's too awesome.
I was like, don't tell me that bullshit. I don't need that bullshit.
Yeah.
Das Scheiße.
See,
Yeah.
Is that
the key is
the key today where you're like, yeah, like
your scheiße is good, but you're making too much emotion with your face. Germans don't have emotion. That's the key. If you really want to carry off with it, it's du Schizzen lecker. You just say stuff. They don't
Yeah,
have
they
to
just there's
emote
no,
it with their
nothing
face.
in
It's
the eyes.
only words. There's
Nothing.
no eyes.
Like
It's cold. They're
Dishes
ice
and,
blue, just like mine,
beste.
and that's it.
it's like the Italians too.
Ist in Stuttgart ist Bison.
Yeah, oh, Italian.
Yeah.
If you don't use your hands when you're talking Italian, you're fucking up.
What the fuck is it back?
Vaffanculo.
No, but
We've definitely lost everyone in the chat part of this in this conversation
Yeah.
right now.
You'd be surprised. This is what
No,
people hang out for.
It basically just became the five of us hanging out at a bar
Right.
as normal,
Yeah.
like or in like Travis's backyard, just having a conversation on the side.
Yeah.
oh, let's talk about hold on. This stands for Family United, Steve.
That's exactly what it stands for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Family United Steve.
That's my new soccer club.
Very precise. Oh, I'm getting
So, what?
I think I'm getting
Speaking of soccer clubs, when are we challenging any supporter group to a kick it around?
I don't know. Good question. That would be fun.
fantastic question.
Yeah, Paul. Speaking of the great Paul Naku and his benevolence to uniting human beings, he's wanted to do this for a long time. I know personally, as well as I've been in on this, is to try and do like a night before, not night before or morning of. If we have like a Saturday match when another club comes in town, let's say New Mexico specifically, I think they'll probably be up for this because they'll have a decent
Yeah.
group in.
The New
we could do
Mexico
a little
group was
match,
awesome.
little street match or whatever, or a little indoor match, something like that. 5-a-side, be pretty fun to throw out our supporters against their supporters. So somebody like that, I think it could be a fun like morning of type of thing. Show up somewhere, play a little bit, have a little brunch, go home, shower, come back for the match, that kind of thing for sure. At some point. So that would be one to circle for sure. But yeah, I don't
Yes,
know who
of
the next
course,
person
Tom.
would be.
That's where does it always end, Tom? It always ends with us marching into Poland.
That's
To be fair, honestly, you know what the best part about this is? Let me just have a little fucking segue here. Currently, if Germans march into Poland, it would be to give gay people rights because that's where the whole world is turned now. Poland is the oppressive one. Germany's just marching around giving people rights and trying to help people right now. That's where we've become.
I'm half each, so I'll say that I'm very conflicted in this conversation. But Lewandowski is a great striker for a German club.
Yeah.
So
They wouldn't be going in there for that. They'll be going in there so that they can get better players for their.
Yeah, so they
National
never have to
team.
pay Lewandowski, so they can extradite
So they-
Lewandowski as a German. No,
Actually
so
have
they
a
can add
striker.
Lewandowski to the German team. That's what they're
Yeah.
looking to do. Yeah, to replace Milan.
So they actually have a striker that can hit the goal
Yeah.
from like 5 yards
After
out.
we lost our last Polishman
Steve,
closer, we're really missing out.
hold on, Steven, bro, you're gonna get in there quick.
And Steve now
Bravo.
signs off for the night.
Yeah,
Damn.
sounds like Steve's got to go play a match against the opposition here.
Oh, can I just say that
Well, the
I don't
Polish,
think-
wait,
I don't
wait,
think
wait, wait. Well, the Polish and German people are over here talking, and I mean just Caucasians in general. I'm over here like minding my own fucking business, eating my
You're just like, I hope they don't
Chocolate in my
sail over
corn.
here.
like.
Just
I hope
just
they don't
stay-
fucking think
yeah.
that corn is gold.
Yeah,
'Cause-
don't.
Hey, I'm technically a Pacific Islander. I'm
is that
from
what
New
we're
Zealand.
claiming
I'm
now,
technically
Nick?
a
You're claiming
Pacific
Pacific Islander now, huh?
That's what I'm gonna
Alright.
claim.
Oh, okay. So
No, Jerry's
you're
from
acting,
here. No, and up and now.
I mean,
I will say this. I want
I
to throw
agree
this
with
out
that,
there.
by the way.
I don't think it got recognized, but I noticed in the pictures, you guys were able to paint the tifo at the indoor soccer spot. That's
Yes.
so great.
Yeah,
That was
the
really cool.
best spot ever.
Yeah,
Like
We'll
they
look
got to
do
get
more
the.
with them,
You guys
too.
got to give them the props for that. That was amazing.
We will.
Yeah.
yeah, the hanger. They don't want props, so they don't want to know where they,
Nope.
where they are. They
They
don't
don't
want
even want to know where they are.
Undisclosed
no,
location.
they don't want to know. They
We
don't
will-
even know.
That
they-
is like the most secret facility ever.
It's
But it's the
underground.
best facility we've ever had to paint a TiVo. Tay was involved with all the AO TiVos we did, and those facilities sucked
Yeah.
ass. This is the best one, by far the best one.
Second
Yeah.
Chance did their best to try to help us, but then those like really
Their
mean
business.
white North County people showed up, and I was like,
Hey,
"Ooh,
whoa.
I don't want to be here anymore."
I gotta play beanbag, bro.
I'm kind of
I
a
gotta
mean
do my-
white North County guy.
No.
Be nice to me.
No, not you. Remember? No, those people that were doing like the high school charity.
Yeah, what you're talking about.
What was it? What were they doing? It was like some
We have an
thing,
event.
and they were like, "You guys have to kind of close it up now." And I was like,
It was
Ooh.
the Children
Miserable.
Awards for a local, I think, Rancho Bernardo high school. Not to pinpoll them, and if anybody went there, but I'm pretty sure one of their athletic programs, boosters doing some sort of event. But yeah, the people running that were not the nicest, incisive people. The nice part about, as Taylor's saying about the facility we painted at and traced at this time, is that Keith was so great, that the owner and proprietor, at just being like, hey guys, you got Sunday and you got the whole day, and I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to move in on you. And what's nice about the facility is that it is pretty chill, but like, it's so nice just to have that space and not know like, hey, there's somebody looking over our shoulder, like telling us like, oh, in 3 hours, you guys got to get this thing dry or get the fuck out. Like, that's what it's been in the past, is like, you only have either that or you're doing it in a parking lot and it's 80 degrees and the sun's beating down on you. So there's one way or another that it's not hospitable, and this was just an awesome place to do it. So thank you to Keith. We're looking to do more with him in the future. We will, as Taylor said, try and give him props as much as he'll let us. And even Paul and I were texting today about maybe, trying to get him either on the show at some point, or
Cool.
especially if we keep painting and we keep doing stuff there, we're definitely going to want to get Keith. He's a player himself in the soccer world and played up till a certain point, and as well as knows a lot of the guys from our club. So I'd be curious to hear his perspective on maybe playing with some of these guys at kind of an elite level as well back in the day. So big shout. But yeah, it's so chill. Taylor it's such a fun place to just be like, not only painting, but painting in a soccer place. Like, oh, this is where the sport happens. We only
Good
had
stuff.
one person, and I'm not going to name names. Everybody else can do it if they want to, but who was playing soccer with a child. To be fair, the child that rolled the ball onto the tifo and then they stepped onto the tifo. I thought it would happen like 10 times. I honestly did painting there. I thought it would be more of a hazard, so I'm happy to. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm happy to hear that it wasn't as much of a concern, because it was
Mute.
fun to have a place where I get to play on Wednesday nights at least. Be a part of where we paint tifos.
I will say,
don't
I will
bring
say,
the
Nick.
crowd to the tifo painting. That's what I'm.
Yeah, I was my wife was out of town, and I had to bring my son if I wanted to come, and I also brought Baby Jail, which was awesome.
Jail.
But then I mistakenly gave him a soccer ball to play with, and he threw it across. He tried to throw it across the tifo 5 times, and I think Nick, you played defense 4 of those times. So thank you to that too.
Yeah, best diving save I've ever made.
To
Yeah,
be fair,
good.
though, Tom
Save
was
the
also
tifo,
very
baby.
good at making sure that Bryce did not stain
Yes.
anything.
Uncle Tom
Yeah,
is the best.
I brought him with full thinking that he would have paint on him on my way home, and he didn't. So
He was great.
Great success.
Lock him up.
for sure.
So
Baby Joe.
Tom's giving all this praise to Tay for his background, but nobody's paying attention to me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and change. Here we go. Purple, green.
Excuse me?
Mm.
Why have you not done this before? Are you
Right,
holding out?
right,
You
right.
holding out?
Yeah, but Jerry,
Oh!
Jerry,
He's done
yours
it.
is in 4K. Mine is in 480p. It's so nice. Which actually, I'm pretty upset by because, like, I look like
This
garbage
is-
right now. I look
You're
grainy.
recording
I
through
look
a
like
mini DV
shit.
quarter. Yeah.
I'm using a potato webcam. And this is the brand new M1. This is the brand new M1 chip MacBook
Is
Pro.
it? That's actually sad. I'm sad.
But
as an
also,
Apple
it's
person to
actually,
hear that.
it's honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually really dim in this room. Like, it's
Yeah, that
just-
happens.
it's darkness.
It's doing its best.
My headphone is like the Pixel Bud. Like, we're doing what we can.
Oh, it
Yeah.
sounds pretty great, actually. You just look like you're in like an underground New York club with pictures of your family.
It's the
behind.
hottest
Yeah.
scene. It's the hottest new scene.
It's like LCD sound system meets Roseanne.
This club has everything.
Hey, so we didn't really touch on this during the podcast, but so one thing that Corbin brought up was the new player that like has been hanging out with our team for a bit
It's
now.
strange.
Apparently.
It's a long way from Minnesota.
A long way from Minnesota, and nobody's been talking about him except for one Twitter page from Minnesota that said, "I have somebody that I trust that says he is going to be going to San Diego." Minnesota,
Oh yeah, yes,
far
yes.
away, and he was just surfing with two of our guys, if I'm not mistaken, right, Nick?
Ooh,
But Charlie does
sneaky,
surf.
Yeah.
sneaky.
That's a long way to go for a surf trip.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, we may be getting some new players. That's what we're looking at too. There's today I was like, what the hell? But I should have thought about this. So Alejandro Guido is very much still a friend with a lot of the LAFC players, and his ex goalkeeper, now he actually is the main goalkeeper for LAFC, Pablo Cisniega, and his girlfriend or wife, I think it's his girlfriend, was hanging out with Alejandro Guido and his wife in San Diego at dinner today. So, like it's nice to see that there's still those connections there.
Yeah.
Because Alejandro Guido can be like, hey, if it's not working out over there, dude, we have place for you over here. And all of a sudden, you not only have Landon, who we knew was going to be a big pool, but you have the city of San Diego, first and foremost. Like, people want to come and play here. Come on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And,
You have
and
Landon.
let's,
You have now Guido. You have Sizzo. You have Miguel Ibarra, Christian Ramirez. Come over.
You're
dude.
not dropping a training
Let-
facility too. You're in
Well,
top
and-
shape.
oh,
Taylor, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
and
Ben.
let's
no,
let's
I was
shout
just
to
gonna
our-
say, like, no matter what, if you're a Canadian national team player, U.S. national team player, Mexico, shit, I don't know, Guatemala,
Zealand.
Brazil, Argentina, knowing that you can come play for Landon Donovan, I think still matters. Like, let's be real, he's the best U.S. soccer player that's ever played. Even if he was annoying and boring when he was actually on the team, he's the best soccer player that's ever played for this country. Well, maybe not until Christian Pulisic won the Champions League.
maybe.
Don't let
What
Tom
do you
hear me
think?
say that.
Call me when he scores half as many goals as Landon does for the national team. But yes,
I mean, sure.
Yeah,
Right.
no, you know
Okay.
what, Drew? Honestly, that's fair. For me though, you're right, Drew. If you're gonna be a national team player, it's got to be for the national team.
yeah,
You
I
could
love
be a great
Pulisic.
international player. You could be a great player that played well anywhere else. But you're right. You have to be the national team hero.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
he
That's
might
fair.
be the best American who's ever played a club career to this point. In terms.
I think
of
you're right.
to this age.
And
But
actually,
my
I'm not back.
contention is, yeah,
I
he's
don't even
gotta
know if
do
he
it on
is,
the field
but
for us.
he's done it bigger than a lot of other people. But
Yeah,
anyway,
he's
so keep going, Jerry. Jerry, I'm sorry. I really pulled a Drew moment there. Go ahead and finish, Jerry.
I don't know where the fuck I was.
No, I want to get a T-shirt that just says "Go ahead, Jerry" on the front, and then says "Go ahead, Steve" on the back.
Oh, oh, that would be a good shirt. Can we just get? Hey, wait, hold up. We're gonna pause the whole thing right now. Can we just get like 10 of those made up? Like 2 in medium, 2 in large, 2 in extra large, and then like 1 in like whatever size Tom wants, and then we could have that as the shirt.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I like
That's
that whatever
good.
size Tom wants is the size. Just choose your size, Tom. We'll let you. That way.
Dude, that's too good. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
So we're talking about people wanting to come here because it's San Diego, and Rubio was talking up the fact that every time he talks to people, there's people that are keen to come here. So we don't like also the people that have played here and moved on to other teams are going to talk about how great it was here. Like people like Kempin and.
He mentioned that on the with the Soccer Soup podcast, right? On Sal's podcast. Yeah, that was an awesome episode.
Yeah. So
Plug
That's
for
good
that
to
if you
hear.
haven't.
Man. That's good to hear.
But I was gonna shout out Ricardo because I know Ricardo was really involved with bringing Rubio here.
Yeah.
And now he's up to general manager. He's real super involved with the soccer ops side of things. If y'all don't know Ricardo's backstory, we should have him back on. I think we had him on early on, but we should have him back on and have him.
We should have him back on again.
Yeah,
I think let's get like 2 more games in, and then let's have him on again and see where we're at.
Yeah,
I mean,
sick.
we sat
Ricardo's
with him
a homie,
away, and Ricardo was great. Ricardo's a great guy.
Yeah, he's such a good guy.
Look at fucking Tay producing this podcast all of a sudden. He's like,
Let's do it. Let's do
it.
Jerry,
Let's go.
Jerry,
You guys
you've
should talk
only
to
known
Shannon
me for a
McMillan
little
again,
while.
right?
Steve's known me for a lot longer.
He's a
I'll
man,
jump
dude.
in on anything. Any day.
Hold on. Talking about that.
And then even
Sometimes
worse,
he's
if me
wasted,
and,
which is
and
cool, but-
even worse if me and Tom get together.
Whoa.
If you want trouble,
Ooh, here we go.
let's do some of this. Yes.
So the comment.
Here's
Someone's
Steve
head.
Hello.
I'm already mute.
Somebody.
All right. They pass it back because they're cowards. They don't want to go forward.
Here tonight.
Already the pressure's on them.
Latest products, special offers with SelectSportsAmerica.com.
Do this right
Here
here.
is Metcalf. The line on the cross, right to Blake.
I thought it was
Heads
in.
up, and it's away.
Blakey
That,
has been
that
my
right
pick
there,
of the
like
season
that was
so
nice
far.
and early. Like that was nice and early.
Make the save. It's a
I remember
some
seeing that. I was
changes
like,
at Kiefer here for
"Fuck, man,
Vegas."
Are you kidding me?
Throughout the
Let's
preseason.
talk about how they're calling Blake Blakey.
Down to the touchline.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
I'm a
Schalke
fan.
and Blakey.
I just
That's
know
how
what's
it's
happening.
pronounced.
He's there.
Hold on. I gotta go back on this. Look at this shit.
Throughout the
Look at
preseason.
Look at TV.
This one
Look
down
at
to the
TV.
touchline on the offense.
Oh.
Yeah, ball
Oh,
watching.
that was.
Let Muse cover his corner, and then you cover your player.
No, that's what I was
That's
talking
made it
about.
1-0 Vegas, and
right there.
Look,
Player gets to
TV.
turn the corner. It's
TV.
an easy tap.
TV.
Overcommits 1,000%.
Play. You shouldn't have this.
Yeah.
lapse.
No, you're right, Jerry. You're right, Jerry, on that one. You definitely overcommit.
To switch that momentum and find a goal
Right here,
of
though.
their own
Yeah.
Oh,
within the last 5 minutes.
Guido.
'Cause those are
That ball. That ball.
Blake.
take it back on the left
That
side.
switchback from Jack is so good.
Yeah, but that Ben Spencer layoff was sick. That's how
Zero
Spencer laid that pass off. Yeah, that he made that
I'm sorry.
happen.
I'm sorry, Drew, but it's actually Blakey.
Sorry,
Blakey,
Blakey.
Blakey.
It's the
From
same.
Blakey.
It's
It's Blakey.
Blakey. Someday he might sign for Schalke. It's gonna be great.
Hold on.
Blakey trying to put it in
Blaker?
the onion bag.
It's
Look
Blakey.
at Ibarra. Look at Ibarra right there. Actually, look at where he's at,
Oh,
dude. When that ball comes in, watch.
yeah.
Watch it.
Pushed up.
24.
His movement off the ball is so good here.
Crossing it, ball.
Dude,
Right in.
come
Just
on.
wide.
Oof.
Just that separation where he moves up close and then gets that space. There's just the timing. It's a pro.
Vegas. Crisostomo. Good give and go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I finally just looked at the chat again. Lydia's requesting for me to say things in German.
Yeah. Give us exclamations to these highlights in German.
I don't know if I can do highlights in German. I'm not that fast with my German. My German's kind of a slow,
Deutsch is
methodical shit show.
There
Oh,
it
that's
is.
a
very
fucking
Bauhaus.
tour. fucking Tor. Er schießt ein Score. Ein Tor.
Unwind so many times, it froze the defense. You'll see here as Blakey drives in. Metcalf's coming.
Blakey.
Blakey.
Oh, it's Blakey.
Blakey is killing me.
Blakey over here.
Well, we have like 5 jacks. We have like 4 jacks now.
Yeah, you got Blakey.
Into the box, left behind, back down, Hertzog again. It's
Handball.
Absolute carnage. Absolute carnage in the box. Just kick it at the keeper, stomp on him. Just
So
get it
he's
in there.
trying to pass it back to his keeper there. Is that what 25's doing?
What a touch from
He
there.
shoots it at his own keeper.
And that'll do it. For the first
Like,
time.
can we go back to that goal and Toomey on the ball that when he crosses it in is beautiful.
That's a great
Oh, like
pass.
the start of it.
Well, bad news for you guys. Steve just told me how to make my face look high resolution.
Oh, whoa.
I text him.
Back down, Hertzog again.
Is it better?
It's still alive.
Better.
It's
The colors keep going weird because you know what? I'm watching TV. Maybe I should just turn off the TV.
Stop watching The Mandalorian.
No, it still looks like shit on
It
this
does,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did, and it seemed to work.
You kind of look
Okay.
like the Jib Jab guy.
So grainy.
All right, I set high resolution. I turned off the TV so the colors stopped going weird. Oh well. Who cares?
How-
No one
so
needs to
I-
see me in high resolution.
So Taylor, when you're trying to grow that beard, like even at my point, I want to just.
Dude, he's
cut
not
this off
trying.
my
It
face.
just happens, bro.
No,
I don't
I know-
try.
I know- I know
Jerry's
how it
right. I
works.
don't try. I don't
I know it
try.
works.
It's like-
This happens
in
'cause I
Santa
don't try.
Claus.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
You
got
don't
lots
try. It
of
just
a lot
keeps
to go
happening.
to catch up on everybody.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, Nick, you got
But
some work to
you
do.
do want to cut it off
This
your
is 2 days
face.
worth.
You still want to cut it off your face after like 12 days,
The
right? You're
vice
just like, I
president
wanna-
of my company said, "Hey Taylor, you look like a young Chris Kringle." And then just the other
Your
day we
entire
were talking.
company? You work for a big company.
Just the other day we were in a meeting in a top secret special access classified area, and he said he's making a joke about my beard. I was like, well, maybe for Christmas we should just dress up as the Iowa Misfit Toys, and I'll be Yukon Cornelius. And he said, oh my God, Taylor, that's perfect. And then we joked and we said he's going to be the Yeti. So I'm going to be Yukon Cornelius in Christmas time.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Jerry, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, how long, Taylor? How long does that take? What's that? Was that a month? 2 months?
It was like 3 days.
Oh, sorry.
I can't.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The last time I shaved my beard off was
That's 2 months, dude. At least. At least. 2
no, it's actually a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer than that. It's when is the last? Damn, I can't remember the last time I actually shaved my beard. So I trim it sometimes, but I haven't trimmed it in a while either. So this is probably
My over under is like 3.5.
The shaping is amazing.
I think this is right around
Comments are
maybe,
good.
maybe around New Year's time.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay, wow.
But it does
So
go
good.
really fast.
It does. It goes out really fast, and then that like last inch
No, well,
maybe
like
takes a little longer.
I don't know, Jerry. Will you put the cam again?
Yeah.
This is the part that's fucking strange. It's like the weird
Yeah, I hate
wispy.
Yes, where it gets creepy.
all
at the
of us,
end.
That's
bro.
the worst.
Yeah, it's so
Bro, that-
long, but
all
it's
of
us.
it's
But like
Yes,
this stuff,
yes,
is,
all of
the
us.
stuff on my cheeks is not that
All of
long.
us.
But the stuff that comes off my chin is like,
yes.
God damn! I feel like I should marry my cousin.
The Abe Lincoln, what I call the Abe Lincoln, where it just comes straight out of here.
So
Oh,
are you guys ready? Orange County is gonna be a mustache.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Tay,
Oh,
I
it's
love
alright.
when the stash comes out, and when you wax it, it's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
It's
so
coming.
good.
Need a pipe as well. I feel like if you have a mustache, you need a pipe.
I don't think you know this, Nick. When I went to Netherlands, I bought 2 pipes at the Pipe Museum of
Of pipes.
Amsterdam. There's a
Nice.
pipe museum. A pipe museum. I
The
bought 2
pipe
pipes.
museum of pipes.
We got to get you a pipe that looks like an orange, though. So you just elementary.
Oh, actually, here. You know what? I'll be right back, you guys.
Nick is the best. Nick is the best. He's like, yeah, 2 dice.
2 days. 2 days of shaving. No shaving.
Guys, damn. I was gonna go grab it, but Ashley moved it. I used to have a pipe on the little bookshelf in front of our house. I had a Dutch sailor's pipe. It had a pipe, like a ship on one side and like something else on the other side. There's a little sailor's pipe, like, and even more than that.
Like,
even more than
like
that.
what? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Like what?
Like, no, but even more than that. I used to go walk my dog down to the coffee shop smoking a pipe on my walk. It was a nice walk.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And that's when North Bay Park became cool, everybody. It wasn't cool
Yeah.
until Taylor did that.
That's why it
And he
became
walked down the
trendy.
street. Yeah.
There's also a picture. My Chinese friend took a picture of me Chinese smoking a pipe that I bought at the Pipe Museum in front of the Chinese Dutch church in Amsterdam.
Okay,
She's like, Taylor.
Hey,
Taylor, can you just Chinese smoke for me right now? I was like,
You ready?
I guess so.
Watch. This is Tay in Orange County right here.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, it's better than that.
Combined with Wilford Brimley.
He's got to get that hat as well. You need that
Just
hat.
go. I'm telling you guys, just if you wanna enjoy some good pictures, just go dig through my Facebook. You'll find them.
Oh no!
Bookface. Oh, sorry, Bookface.
Oh no! I'm yawning now. Damn it, Drew.
Don't do it.
I'm getting there
It's
too.
truthful.
Hey,
I gotta go to the zoo tomorrow.
Oh no, the zoo.
Oh my God,
The zoo.
you guys! Sorry,
Oh,
Jerry.
no.
Jerry, look at the chat. Tom says, "I couldn't grow that beard if I tried. Long hair yet, but never sideburns." Tom, I'm so sorry.
All right.
That's because all your hair's on the back of your head, Tom.
The trick is you just pull it, and then you end up with bald spots like this.
Just bring it around from the back and just tie it up
You
here.
just gotta really. It's either one or the other.
Hmm.
You don't get both. That's how it works.
You got to bring it around and then just tie it up.
So you got to travel with him.
Oh
That's what
man,
we're saying.
Tom,
That's what-
you know what? That's a story for select few people or everyone, whatever.
Oh God, traveling with Tom is an experience. Yeah,
I'm so
I took
gutted
Tom.
that
I
I'm
took Tom
away.
to the match.
Yes.
You know that was.
we all that was
I
that
dropped-
was. There are stories to be
You guys-
told.
you guys
That
understand-
drive
And
from
Steve,
Coronado.
I dropped Steve at the match on the corner as we were coming back from the match, and then it still took Tom another 25 minutes to get to the match after that. So that's part of traveling
well, we
with
needed to
Tom
get to my
is-
truck, and
yeah.
I didn't realize how far you had to
Yeah.
drive to park. But the story between
little
Coronado
bit
and
further,
that point was the story to be told. Another time. I think
To
it's
be
another
fair.
time.
Yes,
Another
it
time.
is. But it's a process. It's not
Yeah.
just
For
an
a
experience.
time that's not a
It's-
podcast, even the After Hours podcast, some of you might be lucky enough to understand the story of why Tom loves Taylor, but he loves Ashley more.
Yeah.
And it involves the Honduras trip to San Jose.
Hold on real quick.
Steve's
Hold
the
on.
only one laughing, and I know why he's laughing, and you will all have to learn it another day.
Hold on. I want you to explain what this is. What's going on right here? You ready?
What?
Right here. What is it?
Oh, he found it. He went to Facebook.
That was one of my good buddies' birthdays. We made a delicious cake with raspberry, like a raspberry thing, and then me and Ashley decided we're just gonna eat the frosting.
You injected marijuana, didn't you?
Hold on.
Also, I don't know if Jerry, if you can zoom in.
Not even
I
one
don't have a
injection.
mustache.
Look at
I don't
this.
have a mustache, Jerry.
If I've ever
No,
Zoom
you
in.
don't. No, I don't know.
This is young Taylor. I don't know how to zoom in on Facebook. Facebook is a broken thing. Oh, Jerry, right click, view image as.
I can't right click.
Dude, you can right click
got
on
a
the
Mac.
image and say like,
You can't
There's a
right
little
click 'cause it
zoom
doesn't
button right
have
there.
a Windows.
There's a little
It
zoom
doesn't-
button.
Yeah, the
What?
They don't
no,
believe
it's not the
right
zoom
click.
button.
Little
You just gotta right
magnifier
click in the
No,
image.
that's not it. No, that's
no, not
Two
that one.
left. 3 left.
The The
What?
one that's two left of
Okay,
the
so
pack.
where you just clicked, there were
Upper right
3
corner.
icons.
Guys, I don't do well with pressure. You know,
Jerry,
Backseat driving already.
You guys
Jerry,
on your
Jerry,
don't be
Jersey
a
Apple
Travis.
Max.
Jerry.
Learn how the internet works.
jury.
I'm old as fuck. Hold on. What the hell, dude?
Jerry, I'm older than you. Come on, get it together.
Hold on, Tay. Hold on, dude, because I've never seen you like this before.
Are you browsing through all of my Facebook? You know what?
He's going-
You know
he's
what,
going
Jerry?
for a good route.
Jerry,
No.
Jerry, can you just do me a favor? Can you just take me
No.
on a tour of my Facebook images? Because I think it's actually pretty
Dude.
fun. Oh,
What
hey.
the hell?
Ashley looks the same.
Ashley doesn't age. I think she might have a picture of herself in our attic, and I don't think we have an attic.
Let's
So
do-
this picture is 2
Yeah.
days after I proposed to Ashley to marry me.
Wow.
Whoa!
No, go back to that one, Jerry. Go back to that one.
This one?
Yeah, this is in
Ah.
this is in Barcelona at the Catalan Music Hall on Barcelona Beach, and it is seriously the day or 2 days after I proposed her to marry me. We went to go watch a flamenco show. They have like in the rafters it says like Wagner and like all this beautiful stuff.
Wait. That's the same. That's this guy right here.
That's this guy.
I just want to make sure everybody understands that. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, dude, Jerry, take us on a tour.
Dude,
It's actually
I'm trying to go
actually
back.
Jerry, you're better to do this tour than you or Drew, either one. But like Steve knows me well enough now. He's seen a lot of
Yeah.
these for a long time. Oh, how about some of those Euro Cup pictures? Go to the 3 jerseys.
right here?
Yeah.
That's
Look at you,
that's
Thomas
me
Mulder.
in the middle, obviously. Ashley wearing the Ilzo jersey, and one of my best friends, Winnie, who I've known since I was in elementary school. We were in Spain for the Euros. Germany got knocked out, obviously. This is when Spain won the Euros, and we were in Spain when they won them. It was amazing. But this is in Barcelona, which is a beautiful city. You should go.
I
Yeah,
felt
the
a little
Rangers
bit.
kind of disappeared, right?
I felt a
No,
little bit
not-
left. That
Just kidding.
I felt a little bit left out on the beard conversation. So I sent you a photo of the only time I've ever had a beard, Jerry.
Jerry.
What is
What
it?
would you like, Jerry? What would you like to know about this picture? This was at
Lisa
Shamrock.
Frank, bro?
It's a pub in San Francisco, and apparently for a little while you could do Paul Frank on like Instagram or Facebook. So I did a lot of Paul Frank.
on acid.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, you've been with her.
Never done acid. I'd like to.
No, but
oh,
your
shit.
Facebook did.
Ashley and I won the silver medal at a beer pong competition, and it was mostly because the people we played against was the birthday boy, and we're gonna claim we let him win, but yeah, we let him win.
Nice.
All right, lads. I think I'm gonna have to shoot off.
I'm going to too.
You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I think
Like,
you could play the outro music. I mean, if you just want to keep going through pictures on my Facebook, I don't even mind. Honestly, I could explain every picture and not even be that embarrassed, Jerry.
You
So
passed the
whatever you
out.
want.
We're in
I
your
love you guys.
queues on Taylor's Facebook.
That's
Give it
another
up.
podcast for another time.
All right,
Their sister.
let's do. Hey, you guys, when are you guys ready for the Jerry's tour of Taylor's Facebook podcast? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'll watch
It's a
it.
Bum TV episode.
It's coming.
Yeah.
TV.
I feel like we got to do that.
All right.
The-
See you
the
guys. Love you.
500
I'm out. Bye.
500 faces of Jerry.
Have a
Bye.
great night, everybody. We'll
Taylor.
see you all
Play
very
the
soon.
outro music, Jerry.
Damn, Steve just straight up left.
He
See
didn't
you
wait.
guys next time. Bye.